Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor. Got a little bit different day for you today in terms of what we're doing and how we're approaching the game. You can see that instead of our normal, bunch of folks present. We just have me, and we also have Idris. And what Idris and I will be doing today is sort of working through the consequences of what happened for his character. Now, out there in chat, you're going to find the rest of the cast members. They're sitting out there listening. They're going to, they'll hear everything that goes on today. And there's some things that they don't know about his character. But quite honestly, we've got my players have been doing an excellent job of keeping their character knowledge, and not really paying attention to what they learn from each other, what they learn out of character. So they're very good at keeping in information to themselves and only communicating what's absolutely appropriate for their character. So that's going to be good. Second thing is, this is going to be a tough episode. I want to give everybody a warning right out of the gate. PJ and I have talked things through, the rest of the players and I have talked things through, and some of the stuff that we're going to be dealing with today is probably best expressed as adult themes. We're not going to be graphic, but there's some stuff that's going to be potentially triggering for some of you folks. So I just want you to be aware that this is going to involve, some violence. We are going to have potentially some torture, and we have somebody who's being captured and really put through the ringer by people who've been kind of hungry to catch him for a long time. My standard rules, which you're probably all familiar with at this point, are in effect. And what you're seeing today also, my standard rules are in effect, and then I'll talk about the display. What you're only going to see, hang on. When the characters are talking, sorry, I got lost there. Everything they talk about is in character. So, anything PJ says to me, unless he's specifically giving me a placeholder and saying, hang on, this is out of character, is in character conversation. And that's good. Keeps the players physically in their bodies, keeps them aware of the environment, and helps them reach that point where the game is real as it can be for any of us. Secondly, any skill checks are made in the tower, and I see the result, and you all can see the result in that frame, but not everybody else can. And I do that very consciously, and I do that so you and I know what's going on, but also so the players respond to the information I give back to them. Also, it gives them the ability to immerse more deeply in the environment. So those are two things that I'm very conscious of and that I do all the time. So that being said, anything you'd like to discuss before we get into it? Anything you'd like to add, PJ?
My safe word is copper coins.
Your safe word is copper coins? All right. I'll try not to change you. All right. So, last thing you remember is a were-rat had dived on you and bit you deep in the neck, and you'd sort of gone down. And you'd managed to hack down one of the giant rats that was jumping up to support it. And then someone else came up behind you and struck you hard across the back of the head. And you fell down and you looked up at this thick-chested, strong-looking were-rat, all right? And then you sort of fade into the darkness and unconsciousness. And you've had a few moments where you kind of came to and you were getting dragged through a sewer. You knew it was a sewer. It smelled foul. And you came to and you felt a wagon rattling around you. You were definitely in a carriage and you were on cobblestones. And then you came through and then you felt, okay, you had to be on a wood road. You had to be on a dirt road or something that wasn't cobbled as well, and you come to a couple times, but you haven't really fully regained consciousness. So, and you hear sort of a knocking sound, and then bending down in front of you as you open your eyes is Shia. So you see that pale, elven, white face, right? And there's no eyes there. It seems to be almost like a mirror-like mask. And she leans down and she goes, Idris, Idris. Wake up, come to me, Idris, come on. So, how do you feel?
I feel like my plan is working perfectly. I've been knocked out, taken by the enemy to their base, infiltrated their defenses, and still somewhat mildly alive.
And she runs her hand over your hair and pats the side of your face, and she goes, oh, your confidence. I love that in you. So,
Well, When it's all you got, it's what you got to play.
I love you for that. She goes, they are trying to break through, and I have held them off as long as I can because as soon as they have access to you, they will begin to pry. They will begin to try and peel things from your mind. And I am at the end of the games that I can play for you, holding them off, building the shield. So,
Well, I mean, these games people play in the middle of the night in these warehouses, it's tough. Is there any extra room in your sword? Because I know that's kind of like where you just disappeared into.
I can do that. We can. Because once they break through, I can only help so much. And if you want me to, I can step forward and fully assume your place. I can ride your flesh, and you may be within the sword, but there's a danger they will see, they will know, and they will dull the blade. They will drive me out and into seclusion and wall me up. A type of exorcism, I think the Monkai call it. So Edie's,
We'll keep that in the back pocket and ace up our sleeve in case things get dirty.
so, brother, if you wish to choose it, if they slay you, and you do not want to travel on to the next realm to embrace Hirsch, I can open a space for you within the sword, and you may stay with me.
Hey, I'm down for a long-term relationship. I just told Alan the same thing, It's a little different, a little more metaphysical, but I get it.
I do not think you have ever been with a high wealth from the Fae, trained in the ways of the flesh. I do not think you could survive, little one.
You may be right, but don't worry. We will release the secret weapon soon, and then we'll crush them, or they will crush me.
So you
But
know.
it's going to be a combat for the ages that the agents are unaware and unprepared for.
Yes.
Get them with a left, get them with a right, bounce around. Nobody's going to get me. This can't be worse than what my father's done to me.
That is how you must be. You must understand this is swordplay. You must understand this is a type of combat. So I do want you to be clear, though, that if your flesh dies and your spirit flees within the blade, you are trapped within the blade with me. We will share a mind.
Of course.
All right. If you are clear with that and you consider that an option, you have my respect, and my home is your home. So I think it is a sword fight, right? You understand that this is a brawl, this is parry, this is thrust, this is dodge, right? This is riposte. So these things are true for you. So I give you some advice then. I give you some things that you can try, and maybe if you can figure out how to do it, it will help you resist. So
All right.
when they ask you a question you think they fear, ask the question back. So when they ask you a question about someone you love, talk about how you feel about them and not answer the question. When they ask you a question about what your desires are, and I have seen you do this before, speak of small things, things that test your palate, smells you love, songs you find beautiful. Speak of those things. In that you are being true, and they will not be able to test falsehood, but you deflect, nah? You slap aside the blade so you can trust. Do these things make sense to you?
Of course. It's going to be a verbal sword fight, but in the mental realm.
So, out of character, if you deploy the techniques I just laid out to you, up to 3 times total, and you describe to me in a way that I buy that you're taking the information she had just shared with you, I will give you advantage on a roll to resist influence. Does that seem fair?
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. It's
All
like being in the zone of truth. You tell the truth, but not it is the absolute, not the absolute, but that kind of thing. You didn't lie.
Right. She's just giving you ways to spin it, right? To resist. So she
We're going
goes,
to polish that turd.
so you know, of course, that your blood has been traded by the moon curse, right?
Yes, I was looking forward to the regeneration for a little bit and then just drive that out with a removed curse. I've seen it before. Can't be that much different.
Well, the difference is here is the one called, and you hear a squeal, right? You hear a squeal as she tries to say the name, all right? It's like, ee, beeped, right? He is spun around this. And because ee is spun around this changes the effect. It is not just lycanthropy, all right? He blanks, right? So I'm going to start using the master, but she's saying a name. You know she's saying a name, but you don't know what the
Yeah.
name is, all right? So she
Yeah.
says the
We don't
name.
talk about beep.
Right, right. He who shall
Still Bill,
not
I
be
gotcha.
named, right?
Still
So
Bill, I gotcha.
so she's dropping that in. So every time she says that and you get the squeal, right? You get that sort of blank, empty space that a name should be in. Um, she sort of references it. She says, he is spun around this, he is wrapped in you. In the lycanthropy, this is why I have watched as it has been talked. This is why the cabal could not just, oh, it is gone. This is why the inquisitor, right? The arrogant one. This is why he could not just break the curse and walk by, right? He was limited by the influences of him, of he, of she. So because of that, it is not just removed by magic, it is much more insidious. As the lycanthropy, as the moon curse warps your flesh, he warps your mind, and they are wrapped around each other like the ladder that makes the flesh sing when we shape change. So he's something you must be careful of and aware of, and they will use it against you. The one who made you, the one who was prime in his little pack, his herd, whatever they called him, that one, he will attempt to use his will against you because his mind and his blood seep into you. So there are many things people do not understand about the moon curse. One of the things about the moon curse is the bloodline. He can make you not want to walk away from the curse. He can make you his. And by this, I do not mean beep. I mean the word that. I think, and you feel her reach out, and it's almost like she's asking permission to look into your mind. She
I give
goes,
it to her.
Gregor, you said you found his name was Gregor, I think. No, you did not. He said his name. You heard him say his name while you were asleep. His name is Gregor. That one. That one. Gregor is trying to take you in his bloodline. He is trying to make you one for Beep and also for himself because he adds power. So I only have so much longer, Idris. They are pushing upon me to break through to speak to you, and it is taking my will. I will be unable to assist you directly for a while. This is so taxing. What would you know, Idris? What would you know? How can I help you? What questions do you have? Quickly.
Uh, I think I'm good to go. We're gonna just let this one ride and leave it up to Hirsch.
She picks up your hand and she holds your hand like this and she looks right into your eyes and she goes, so you are more than you know, huh? I chose you from your friends because you have darkness, you have greatness. And to me, the darkness and the light must live side to side in a person's soul for them to be the best that they can do. I have such faith in your ability to choose what is best for you, but choose what is best for the land at the same time. I see your dreams. I hear your inner voice, and the conflict you carry within you will transform you as you make the choices you need. And if the darkness seduces you, if it pulls you away, I will leave you. But I care too much for who you are becoming to harm you in any way. So, all right, they're pushing too hard. I must, I, and your eyes flutter, and you're looking over at a pair of boots, all right, and it kicks you in the head, all right, taps you in the head with the heel, all right, and they're well-made, thick boots, all right, they go up to mid-calf, and as you roll your head and look up, you see looking down at you, all right, you see kind of cocked up above you, looking down, all right, thin man, all right, thin, sharp face, hooked nose, dark slits of eyes, all right, big and broad through the chest, rock solid, thick chested, thony and stock, all right. Oh, you fucked up my own little piece of commerce, didn't you? I was all respectable. I was rising in the community. I had all those opportunities that were coming my way. And you and your fucking band fucked up my shit. I'm not liking that too much, laddie. And he kicks you again in the face. So, you been hiding in there? What you got wrapping your brain so you can hide from what I gotta make you do, huh?
So what do I have? I have a mind palace that is unassailable.
He comes down and you can see he's got a ring, and you see as it comes down against the side of your head that there's a little silver needle sticking out of it, and he
Okay.
slaps you in the forehead. Give me a con check.
All right. Sucks to be a were rat these days. I get hit and I'm like, ah!
Oh, that hurts. All right. You've silver, right? You've literally touched, handled, you've smelted, you've stood working in the shop with your brothers and sisters, right? With your brothers and the craftsmen, silver all the time. It smells bad. It smells acidic. You know, like when you take a deep sniff of bleach and it makes you shake your head now, right?
Yep.
So that's what the silver does as it comes. And as it strikes you, it's just a pinprick, right? You know, it's like when the nurse comes over and pricks your finger. It shouldn't hurt at all, but it burns and it sears. And the tissue around where the silver hit pulses and aches. And he goes, ha ha. So I want you to know, excuse me. So I want you to know exactly what's happening to you. All right? You would be mine. You've been fucking things up for me, and you're going to pay a good price for that. All right? So why are you able to resist me, lad? I've been trying to bring you forward, and you haven't been able to do it. You've damaged me business, and he punctured you again with his palm.
Why am I able to resist you? Why aren't you able to resist me? I mean, it's clear you focused on me, but I'm not the leader. I'm just a guy with money, deep pockets, yo. I follow the others, you know? They don't listen to me.
Oh, that's fine. So, I think you probably were some coin to me. That's what I think. I think, if I can't get the master to take you on, and if you can't succumb to the blood, you're worth some coin. The other thing I was thinking, fine, is, I just keep grinding away at you, get you to succumb to the blood, hold you to the moon churns, and you love it. And then I send you off to your family. All right? And, you start bringing me things from them that I need to know, and that the master needs to know. Don't you think that'd be a good idea?
Well, I mean, my family doesn't trust me, so why would you think they would even let me back in?
Oh, you know, um, so the way I see it, it's not that they don't trust you, it's that they think you're a complete fuck up.
Well, clearly I'm here.
So, ah, so, so me and me business associates, all right, we look at you and and it's a misname. Some people say guild, but we're just businessmen of a like mind. We look at folks like you and we see the usefulness, but we also see as a threat. And you and your bunch have earned some good attention. You're the first one that's going to take it, but we'll get them all over time. We got traps being laid for him constantly. The master has plans for you, but so do I.
Well, it's good to know that you have plans because I abhor people who don't have plans. They go nowhere in life. You have to have plans. It's good to see you have plans.
Are you actually attempting to suck up?
No, I'm mocking him.
Oh, okay. So this is not a persuasion check. This is
No,
you're a dickhead. Got it.
yeah.
All right. He's so just for sake of argument.
You're like, it's I'm like, it's clear you have plans. I
I'm
mean,
glad. I'm glad to see you understand what side of the bread is buttered on. And this other face leans down and looks at you. All right. And this
clearly
is
the top. No one butters the bottom.
that's right. The thrall is this guy is the thrall. You see blue flicker over his eyes for a little bit. He's tall. He's very thin. He's sickly pale. All right. His fingers are long and thin. All right. He has twisted teeth in his eyes are never still. He dots. And he's dressed in very nice red and blue velvet, right? He's well dressed, and it seems like you've seen him before. Go ahead and give me I'm sorry, an intelligence check.
Okay. I'm technically still poisoned, right? So all these are coming in as disadvantage, right?
You've seen him someplace before. You're not quite certain where. All right, but
I was like, whoa, back it up, Dr. Freeze, 6 feet, social distance.
his breath does stink. All right, and he just reaches down into your hair, and he summons, a little bit of flame onto his fingertip, and he holds the firebolt, before throwing it up close to the side of your face, so your eyes char, and he goes, "I need to know about your family. Hmm? Tell me where they are now. Tell me what you know. Hmm?
You need to know about my family. I also need to know about my family. What do you know that I don't?
He comes close and scorches your eyebrow. Go ahead and give me a con check. Um, it's totally not worth holding this information at this point. All right.
The mind is willing, but the
The
body
mind
is
is
weak. It's
right. Right. So actually, I think you're thinking about what it's going to do to your perform checks if you only have one eyebrow.
One eyebrow. It's going to be a hard 6-7 weeks.
So tell me about your family. Hmm?
Well, my family lives in a house near a mountain. And there's many of us. We have a mother and a father. I assume you have a mother and a father.
Nah! Don't waste my time, fool. Tell me, what commerce do you engage in? What deals is your father having you cut? What has passed into and out of the warehouse as of lately? Do you know the schedule and who is shipping their goods? Tell me. Give me detail we need. We have lost much, much money here because of you and your friends. We need it back. Give it to me now, or I will cause you to scream.
Well, okay, slow down, slow down, slow down. That's a lot of questions. Can you please repeat them? I heard, what is your family doing? What do you guys sell? What are you guys doing? There were a bunch of them, but.
Answer what you can, and I will ask more questions. Answer.
We sell goods. We work in trade.
What is the delivery schedule for your warehouse?
I don't know that. I just sell the equipment. I'm a face man, not a businessman.
Give me a deception check.
Oh man, I'm gonna need to be on the wrong tab. One sec. Go.
You lie.
About what? Being a face man? Look at this face. It's going to be much harder.
No. You know it is being delivered, and you do have some information. You don't have as much as you want. He is going to.
Of course. We deliver all kinds of trinkets like weapons.
But he snaps his fingers, and Gregor puts the hand with the needle on the back of your neck and pushes it right in next to your spine. All right, right next to your L1. Okay.
Okay. Well, we deliver letters. I'm like the post office.
All right. So, do you share that bit of information?
Yeah.
We don't have to be specific. All right.
Yeah.
He wants to know what trade deals your family is trying to cut. All right. Who are they trying to work with? He wants to know what the delivery schedule is, which you kind of know. You know that they slip through the Galens, and they ship through another place another shipping company out of your hometown. All right. So you know some of this information. My question is, and we can go into a lot of detail here, but you see how it's going. How much do you give up? How much do you try and resist?
Quite a bit, since if I get out, that's the only thing I got left.
Okay. So what?
Especially because of the other marriage.
All right. Because you've rolled back-to-back ones on Silver and Fire. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. I want you to drop 3 persuasion pecks. 3 persuasion checks with disadvantage, one right after the other. All right. And we'll see how well you are able to evade.
Boom. Let's do this persuasion, right?
So
winning. And then this one. Here we go. Persuasion. Sorry. If I accidentally roll performance, just know it's the same modifier.
Okay. They're working you over pretty hard. All right. It's tough to fight these guys off. Just because, this silver thing you have never gone through before. And it not only poisons, it not only hurts, it's almost like it's a poison. It almost like dulls and numbs your senses. You don't think they get everything out of you, but you gave up much, much more than you wanted to. All right.
Okay.
And this takes about 3 hours, and you're rattling around. So, oh, be good. Forcelanto has asked me to use me Irish accent for as long as possible now. That's been requested in the chat. So, we're going to continue this irrigation like you're fucking with me, Lucky Charms. Are you good with that?
Of course, I'm good with that, Governor. Just remember, I would like to reverse this interrogation because whenever things go in reverse, they come from behind. Just like my surprise victory.
All right. So be good. Here's the way it's going to go. So they've got more out of you than you wanted to freaking give them, But at the same time, you've been able to hold a few things back. The choice stuff, the things that, would be Trey, your sister, right? And, your other sister who married out of the family, and your mother who can be a bit harsh, but your mother's tried to protect you at times, so you hold back those things you can. But they carve you, they scratch you, they spell their names on you with that silver needle. It's not a pleasant thing, and it burns in ways you've never been hurt before, and it's an insidious and sick thing. But you hold off as well as you can, all right? And occasionally you can hear Shia trying to put her hand on your back and steady you. You feel her presence behind you, and it makes it easier. So go ahead and give me a insight check during all of that. Okay. It was a relatively simple insight check. It's a relatively simple number to roll. That's what I got to tell you, laddie. So, because what happened here, right, is the two of them dropped their names back and forth. And, although they're working together, they don't have what you would say long and undying affection for each other at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right. So, that's kind of how it is. So, the Thrally fella, his name be Malik. And the other one is Gregor Unduloran, and they talk to each other back and forth a couple times in their name, which is good and bad. The good part is now you have the information, of course, but the bad part is they don't seem to care that you know who they are. And you know what the logical extension of that's going to be, right?
Yeah, it's because they're nobodies. That's why they gave up their names.
That's funny.
It's clear you haven't been torturing people for long because you wouldn't be giving up names like that. I've seen my father do worse to his enemies.
So Malik bends down and he looks at you again and he kicks his head sideways and he goes, "Ah, so you know." So I'm going to do his accent Irish. It's a challenge. "Oh, so you know. The way it works is, that sword, she wants to protect you. She wants to take you over. She wants to stuff your blade inside of her and become you, So I'd be careful of what assistance she offers you because there's a fair chance all she wants is to have meat and to stuff you back in the blade so she can suck your essence from you and leave you there screaming and going insane."
I've already been insane once or twice in my life. Third time might be the charm. But guess what? If I'm in the sword and she's in my body, that's not a problem for me. That's a problem for you.
Well, if you're willing to join another self, then you should think about what self you join to. Because, possession, joining with another self, whether it's in the sword or the master, is about joining a greater self. It's about access to power. It's about the ability to make change and shape the world in the way that you need, and also to serve the master as he asks. So, I would say to you, think. If you ask, he will take your flesh sometimes, but will give you the ability to resist things. He will let the lycanthropy serve you and not him. You must think about it, because set before you are things that would let you shape the realm. Why should the crown be too far away from you, Idris? Why should it be? Should you not take what the Lord gives you? Walk among them, find the moment where you can strike down the usurper, and you could become king. You could become servant of the master and his voice in the land. You, so, being a thrall is power. It is the ability to change things and know all what all of our minds know. We can know as we seek back to the master and commune. Think what that would give you.
Well, it's clear that you haven't read your treatises on power because the man at the top is always the man under the gun and always up for assassination. You want to be the guy a step below or one below that, pulling all the strings. You don't sound like a bunch of professionals. I should be talking to your master, not you. I should be
Oh,
your master.
oh, I see. I had been told that you were not smart, that you were a bit dull. But I see you are wiser than I give you credit for. So, what you say is that you would climb the ladder to be next to power and let the other assume the risk of pure governance while you made the decisions in the background. You could walk that path. Hmm? Does the
I
fetch
already
need.
have. Don't
Sir?
you see? I'm here in your base, gathering information on you, pulling all the strings, while the others think they're in charge.
He starts laughing and he points at you, all right, and Gregor leans forward and he drives the needle right into your neck that way, right? I mean, they want you to shut up, and you're like, okay, all right. Now the good news is you obviously pissed him off, all right. So he goes.
We wouldn't have found it if you hadn't dragged me away.
So he says, yes, yes, yes. The cheese is in the trap. The mice will come. Yes. So you must have questions about thraldom.
Well, I mean,
What would you
you
like
have
to know
these.
about the gifts the master gives, huh? What would you like to know about what he would give to you?
Well, I mean, what kind of things does he give you? What kind of gifts do you get from him?
So, when one binds themselves to him, when one takes the oath in the pact and allows transformation, many who take a bond with another source of power, like you with the sword, and he sniffs, he says, they are limited. Hmm? I can cast spells from others whose minds touches mine. So, when we fight, I am not limited by the low threshold that most warlocks are. I may reach to other minds and take their spells and use them. They must give them. But if I am fighting you, I draw upon greater arcane power. He goes, and simply too, you have seen, he takes out little slim dagger and he slices his palm and he poils the blood and he lets it drip over your face into your mouth and he says, he goes, look, it is gone. And he goes, and his eyes shift and he goes, I see the weave. I see the magic shape before me. I understand the power that rests all within. I see. And he lets the detect magic fade from him. And he goes, says, and when I cast a spell, the master puts his hand on my shoulder. He fills me with his power, and the puissance of my magic is greater, and it is harder to resist what I say. And I can look in a man's soul, and I can see the nature of it, like I can see you want nothing more than control and power. You want all the evil and wicked things that have been done to you never to be done to you again, so you may do them to those who offend you, and the master will give you that if you so choose.
A smart person wouldn't inflict those things on someone else. Don't you know? That's the easiest way to be overthrown and thrown out of your kingdom. Too much pressure applied to your subjects leads to unrest. I mean, you all should know that. Look at you.
You have been weakened and corrupted by your time with the Galens. I can see that. They have had a negative influence with you. And the little one,
The Galens
the
are weak.
gnome. Oh,
The
yes, yes,
Galens
they
are
are.
weak.
Yes,
Clear.
yes,
It's
yes.
clear you got into their place and nearly eliminated all of them in one fell swoop.
Do you really believe that, or do you need a deception check?
Yes, the fact that they all got poisoned all at once. Yeah,
Yes,
you're
that
like that's a
statement.
big security
So,
flaw.
that statement was made to them, but also to the other nobles who would resist us. Those who stand on the edge see the master's thumbprint and know none are safe.
But do you
None.
even know what happened in that room that day?
You should ask him today when you have a chance.
Who? Delbert?
Oh, the master.
Oh, the master. Well, I mean, it's clear you have well laid plans, but you can't execute on them. Not a single person died. And all it did was uncover your plots, your beads, your trinkets.
So, all it did was show us where the tissue was in the healing wound, where the scar tissue was knotted and spinning and forming the deeper scar. You are the point upon which the tissue twists and the scar forms. Cut out the damaged tissue, apply the suture and thread. The wound heals crisply and cleanly. You come to meet your master. Your friends, no doubt, will pursue. We will get what we need.
Well, I mean, if they pursued and overcame what you had at that warehouse, I'd be a bit worried.
You hear voices, all right? And Gregor and him say something back and forth. All right. What languages do you speak?
I speak Chale, Common, I actually speak Dwarven now that I looked at my sheet before. So it's Chale, High Common, yeah, Dwarven, yeah. So I actually didn't need
The tongue spell?
the thing.
So, well, the DM calls you dumbass. But anyhow, what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead, and this has to be a straight intelligence check. Go ahead and give me a straight intelligence check.
All right. One of my best attributes.
Bravo. They are speaking Arcanthi. You're
Oh,
pretty
see, I was
certain.
wondering.
Yeah, so you're hearing a language, and it's based on Draconic. You've heard some Draconic, and they're speaking that sorcerer's tongue, right? And you studied it, you read about it because you like to know secrets when you were in college, when you were at Blackmoor University, so you recognize it briefly. All of a sudden, there's an arm around your throat, all right? And you feel, pressure around your throat, and somebody pushes forward on your head, and steadily the blood flow drops out of your head, you choke, and you pass out.
Okay.
All right. And you're in the grayness. All right. And your eyes flutter open, and Shia sits you up, and she pours water down your throat, and you're next to a pool in a glade. And she goes, "They are hard." And then she gets pulled away from you, and you see her zip away from you, and then your eyes, there's voices around you. There seems to be, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sure. There it is. Oh, sorry, I accidentally clicked it. There we go.
So you hear a woman's voice, clearly a Thonian woman's voice, all right? And she is speaking pretty loudly, and they're actually speaking in common, going back and forth about it, all right? Are you waking up, or are you just going to lay there? What are you doing?
I'll just listen.
Okay. So here's my concern, and I want to be straightforward about this. We have always been good partners with you, Gregor. We've always supported you. We've let you use this place as a safe house, but my goal is not to support you. I don't care what Bradley says. My goal is to protect my people and give them a safe place where they're not hunted and murdered by the cabal. I don't want you putting us in a position where we're going to be assaulted by a bunch of cabalists on a raid. That's not what we do. I have women and children here who are non-combatants. I have families who have fled here for safety. And if you and your bunch of bastard war-rats bring people in here that'll damage them, and Bradley says, "Dear, you've got to be calm here. You have to calm down." And you hear a pause.
While they're as they get to that end part when he's like, "You got to calm down," I'm just gonna start singing the first part of the refrain to the gambler. You got to know when to hold up.
Are you singing?
When to fold. Yeah.
So you're making the fact that you're
doing it towards like her, like a perform towards her.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying there?
You do. Go ahead and make your perform check.
Because if you can mess with people's heads, this is when you want to do it.
Um, Gregor walks over. She says, well, he's charming. And she stomps out. And Gregor walks over, grabs hold of your head, slams it into the floor, jabs the needle into the side of your head just above your ear. All right? And you see Bradley steps over, and he's a Thonian, blondish hair, blondish beard, late 30s, early 40s, and he says, no, we don't need to do that. Step back. All right? And
goes, you should have just told her the truth. I mean, you captured someone who's under 24/7 surveillance by the Wizards Cabal. Not too bright.
It's best for you to be quiet. It's best for you to be quiet, honestly. Please. And, you get kicked in the belly again from, we're going to assume you're between 2 and 4 hit points at all time here, okay?
Okay.
So you get booted in the belly again by Gregor, and he leans over and he looks at him and he goes, oh, you know who's in charge here. The only reason you got this space is because we cleared it because the master said so. You're here working for us under his coverage and protection. So if you go tell that bitch wife of yours, I don't want to fucking hear it. All right? And he's like, calm down. You need me. You need me to conduct this ritual. And yes, you hear a chuckle from Malik. Oh, yes. It's better that it's your blood than mine. And he looks at him, and he looks down at you, and he says, you can resist or not resist. It's your choice. I've never seen anybody work on the other side of this and survive, just so you know. I've never seen anybody be able to fight off the influence. I mean, half of our tribe is interbred with the were-rats now because of the Coot's influence. You know who it is. And they slap him. He says, you haven't earned the right to say his name. He is the master to you. And he looks over and he steps back. And they have you in a room. And you see, as you're looking up, you see a lectern with this ancient book on it. Ancient, all right? And you can see there is this sort of bluish mist emanating from it. And sitting in front of you across this sigil that they've got on the floor, you see a copper, or is it brass? Maybe it's brass, but a ring of some odd-colored reddish metal, reddish gold metal, all right? And it's got filigree and sigils that make no sense to you all the way around the outside of it.
Yes, they do. I can understand all written languages.
So you can see sigils and shapes all the way around it that you recognize the symbols. They're similar to the symbols that you saw on the back of all these different creatures' heads and that you saw in your dreams. But it's not a language per se. It's more primitive than a language, right? And it's not pictographic. It's not let the words stand for words that are commonly shared. They each are signs that have their own imbued meaning, right?
Yeah.
So it's closer. So way back in time, language and magic were like this, and then they spread and broke, right? And so this is on the front end of that split. So anyhow, you're looking at these symbols and signs, and the surface is a smooth glass almost. It's your mind can't make sense of what you're looking at. It seems reflective, but it seems infinite. It hurts to look at it. You may make a charisma, an intelligence, or a wisdom save of your choice, and you must factor in the number of times you've been exposed to the darkness to this roll. Would you like to use inspiration or a hero point? And you're muted.
Wait, is this the third roll? Because I went down, or is this considered after that roll?
That's after that roll. That roll.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to burn that points I got for those terrible Anakin memes off site. I'm going to burn that, and I'm going to roll as a charisma. So what does that give me, advantage? Or just a straight roll?
Oh, what she's doing?
No, for the roll. If I put the
okay, are you using your inspiration?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not using what she gave you. You're using straight inspiration.
Yeah.
Okay, so inspiration gives you advantage, and a hero point gives you an extra d6 on that roll.
Yeah, I do not have any hero points, so it's just going to be.
Dude, you leveled.
Oh, I haven't leveled myself. All
Okay.
right.
Well, give yourself an additional +1 in the roll down in the box and reset your hero points.
Oh man, hey.
Yeah, you leveled during that coma.
No, well, I didn't know if you can rest during torture. I mean, I was like, sounds legit, but
The DM feels you need to.
all right. Let me go back to the hero points, right? We get one when we level, or is it for half our level, right?
It's 3 plus half your level.
Okay, so we get nothing on this one. All right, so she says, yeah, I'll take the hero point on this one too. Why not? Take
Go right ahead.
all the pieces. So it's going to be this -3 plus a d6. That's going to come right behind it.
Right.
All right, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you don't want to look in that mirror again. All right.
Okay.
You were this close to just falling into it and it just sucking you in. All right. And you don't know what's on the other side of that mirror, but you don't want to go there. All right.
Did it feel like the green crystals?
Yes, only worse.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Worse because you know something talked to you. You know something touched you, but there's just an empty spot in your mind, and you feel like you clawed yourself back off the surface of that mirror. You pushed yourself away from whatever that was, and you're experiencing mild tachycardia. All right. You're in a full body sweat. All right. And you manage not to throw up, but you really want to. All right. And Malik bends down and he looks down into your face and he goes, "Oh, the master touch is gentle." And he backs off. All right. So they roll you over on your back. All right. And they pull your head back and they force this liquid down your throat. And they just keep forcing this liquid down your throat till you can't move. So it's one of those deals where they're not concerned with how many constitution saves you make. They're going to not stop feeding this poison to you until you're paralyzed. Once you're paralyzed and inert, they drive you to a stake. All right. They strip you butt ass naked and they impale the stake. They put a peg in a peg that's prepared in the center of the floor and they let you hang there. All right. Malik walks around so he's directly in front of you, and Bradley steps over to the right, and Malik says, "So, here we are. You stand before the gate. You're about to meet the master himself. I will give you a chance to ask me anything you wish, Idris. I will give you a chance to look into the abyss and understand what its shape might be, its form might be. What?
I only have one question for you. Why would you serve someone who's lost multiple times to King Uther?
There are more worlds than these.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
So there's smoke in the air. All right. You see Bradley walk around to the other side and he's swinging, this ball that incense is pouring out, and he goes around and you see Malek walk over to a burning brazier and he takes a hand of what looks like it might be flesh that's been cured, and he drops it down on the brazier, and the smoke gets thick in the air and you're surrounded by this thick cloying smell, and you hear this chant which is the coot, 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 the coot. Give me a will save.
All right. Yeah, that sounds about right for someone who's got a dump stat there.
Sitting directly across from you at the table in the Great Hall, and of course, where Galen's family's hall, all right, is a townhouse. It's built to entertain. It's built as a place of business. It's built as a place where the government operates, right? It's a shop, all right? It's got a very different feel to it, all right? Your hall is a medieval fortress. It's a manor. So the Great Hall is where your father and the family hold court. It's where he makes decisions. It's where he musters its men. It's where he plans. And you are sitting at the great table with your father in, not his throne, but the lead chair. All right. And you are sitting to his left. And directly across from him is your older brother. And off to the left is your middle brother. So the two brothers who've bullied you, beaten you, challenged you your entire life. And your father looks over and goes, "So, boy, you fucked up so badly that the master now has you? I was hoping to keep you on the chessboard a little bit independent of his influence for a while. You had used to me because the master controls us all. It's our destiny ultimately to serve him, to accept what he gives us. But you pitiful fucking boy, I send you someplace where I can keep you on the chessboard as a pawn longer, and you allow yourself to be taken. You destroy the infiltration. That information should have been mine to take to the master. Now he'll suck it directly from you. You disappoint me as always."
It's good to know that I maintain my consistency and my terribleness.
And he just steps up and fucking slaps you. And you've been hit by your dad before. You know the gig, right? He makes it ring. And he goes, "Well, I hope you're not going to disappoint me even more now that the master has identified, suck his fingers into you, and is attempting to turn you over to the cause. I hope most certainly you're not going to shame us by trying to break from him. You submit to his will like you submit to mine. You understand?"
But if I had submitted to your will, I would have never been sent as a pawn to Blackmoor. It's clear what you're asking me to do is in direct conflict with what you say. You're not making any sense.
I don't share everything I need with you. Now the problem is everything I do with you. I cast you like fucking coins to see what I could get back. You were an investment in information, and I sent you on your way. And you were supposed to keep a low profile. You were supposed to infiltrate. You were supposed to get close to Uther. You were supposed to be of conduit information for me. Now, I gladly serve our master. The power he gives us, and is when his hand passes through, you see a blue flash over his eyes. The power he gives us allows us to take the land. You were a coin. You were a piece on the board I had hidden. And you go. Don't do what I need you to. Show your hand. Confront him in a poor way. And now he has you. He's about to mark you and make his your own. You have two choices. Death or join him. Come back into the family, and we'll use you in the way that we best can, given your level of competence.
Why would I come back to a family that's so poor in its planning? It's clear the reason I'm getting scooped up is I clearly have more information than you've been able to gather in all your time.
So you choose
really,
death then?
Who's more? A death from you, of course. It's better than listening to you drone on about your plans that never come to fruition. Look at the plans I've managed to do in just, I don't even know how long it's been since I've been in Blackmoor, but
about 3 years, 4 years with the university, yeah.
In less than 3 years, I've managed to get myself sent on an amazing mission, infiltrate another noble house, learn all about these other individuals, and because I have those experiences, I'm greater than you. I have more experience and depth than you. All you know are your weapons and your intrigues, but you're not out there doing the work, pounding the pavement like I am. And because I'm so good at what I do, I found the master who you serve. So truly, who's better at this? Me or you? I should be sitting in that chair, not you.
He looks over at your middle brother, and your middle brother goes, "He believes he's been successful, Father. Do you see? He thinks he's been wise and cunning." And your father goes, yes, I see. Well, boy, when the time comes, if you want to try and take the chair from me, fill your fucking hands with steel, and we'll try. But you are not there or even close. So your choices are die or serve the master. Those are your choices. I would advise you to serve the master, find your place within his servant. Now, if he tells you that you are greater than me and forces me to subvert to your will, well, he is the master, but I greatly doubt that. All you've brought him is hardship, is exposure, and now he takes you like a twisted and rusted blade. He will put a new edge on you, reform you, and make you his tool. Or he can just break the blade and discard it.
Well, I mean, that's what you did, and I came out better for it. I mean, what kind of connections do you have down there in Bramwald? Stuck in a walled off former Imperial city? None. But me? Owen Moore, William Fletcher, Delbert Galen, King Uther, Inquisitors, Arcane Warriors. You have none of these assets, but I do. And it's clear I can bring these assets onto the plane of battle where you can't.
Ah, you're being wise then. Being wise. I think you see that you have assets that the Dark Lord needs, and you're going to surrender them to him. This I respect. So he has sent me here ahead to prepare his path. He has sent me here so you would understand my position and yours by extension. So you then are going to accept a place at his table as you have at mine?
Of course not. I filled the trunk, and you're going to have to break this bank if you want it.
It's a shame to me to see any tool, any weapon, any suit of armor, no matter how flawed in design or structure, be wasted and squandered. But you are your mother's child. Your weakness reigns on. You were seduced as your sisters have been, with ideas of greatness, with heroic tales and heroic stories. I hear, as I understand it, you've chosen Hirsch as your patron, the drunken god of chance and gambling.
Of course. You need every edge you can get, Father. Logic won't get you everywhere. You should know that. Luck is what got me where I am today.
So, call on your little pitiful god as the master talks to you and see what hope that brings you. We will miss you, son. Aye, brother, aye. Even though your foibles are many, your weaknesses are apparent, your stupidity is a source of entertainment and joy to us in many instances, we will miss you. So, he waits.
Well, I mean, if you enjoy going on another third invasion of the Coot and losing out, let me know how that turns out.
And you get the last word. You're given that gift. And then you're in a blue mist, surrounded by nothing. All right? And standing next to you, and maybe 2.5, 3 feet tall, is a slight, small Dokrai. All right? Actually shorter, like 1.5 feet tall, like a adolescent Dokrai. And is that Penny? Is that Penny? So, I'm worried for you. I want you to know that. I think it's going to be bad for you. But, I respect if you're going to try and be true to yourself. I mean, one of the things I know that, and the name, right? Really respects is, people who are tough enough to, stand for themselves, make their own decisions and stuff. I think what you got to do here is you got to figure out what path you want to walk, right? You got to figure out, and I know, and I've seen this for a long time. I seen it in you, Idris. You got this cheating betrayal thing in your blood, right? Your father went and did it. Your father went and did it to, the Thoni Emperor, and he did it to the king, right? And he's been playing both sides, right? So deep down inside of you, you got this twisted thing that makes you want to betray people once you get their trust. I mean, I know that, right? It's like who you are, right? So I think you got to figure out, all right? So if I'm going to fuck my dad over, what's the best piece of the action that I can get, right? And I think clearly the choice is going to be straightforward. He, the master, and it's the name, is the one that's going to give you the best chance to maybe pull this off. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that's going to give you the chance to go on and accomplish all the things you want for yourself, And, me and my friends and stuff, we're important tools for you in that regard, and I understand that, and we help you get where you want to get. But, if you got him behind you, then, you gotta, you're going to have the ability to, put us in our place and get us to do what you need us to do, because we don't fucking listen to you. You don't get enough respect, and he's going to give you the power to get the respect from us that we need. Would you, how are you responding to this?
Get thee behind me, demon.
All right. So,
A Dokray who served honorably against the Afridi would never serve a master like that. They don't give out their loyalty and honor to someone who hides in the shadows, even though Penny does that. They would never sell out to someone who doesn't have the same kind of code, even though it may be twisted and sadistic sometimes, but it's a code we can understand and love her for. That's not the Penny I know. The Penny I know would simply just shoot me in the back if she thought I was a problem.
So, which of the principles that she has shared with you you're attempting to deploy in this instance to get advantage on this roll, or are you not?
I'm not on this one.
Go ahead.
Because of those failed saves and things, this one's more like that's not the person I know.
Go ahead then, and you may make a charisma, a wisdom, or a intelligence save, and you will have influenced by darkness as a negative on your roll. Are you certain you don't want to use any of the influences from Shia? Or an inspiration?
No, I'll throw the hero points down on this one.
Okay, go right ahead and make your roll.
I mean, he wouldn't be in his right mind to make that thing with all that beat down. And then,
you know, she's right. It's a gateway to power. It's going to be tough to walk away from that. You know, I mean, you don't really think it's Penny, that you know, right? But the arguments are there, right? Nobody respects you. If you had more power, you'd have the ability to resist it more effectively. So, yeah. All right. And go ahead and give me a perception check.
Sure.
You don't hear anything. You just hear mist and noise. And Penny goes, all right, you know, I'm sorry. I was just trying to help you. Nobody helped me when I was like you, so I was trying to help you. And she just turns to mist and fades. You know, baby, here's where it's at. And you were suddenly sitting at a table, and the table's in the comeback in. You can't see the comeback in, but you sat next to Arwen having a drink on many occasions. And Arwen goes, baby, it's like this, all right? You got to figure out exactly how you're going to get what you want, right? I mean, you haven't been able to get on the inside any of the places you need to be able to get on the inside with, you know. And I'll tell you what. I've got some hard deals, and they've given me access to power and influence, you know, and sometimes you just gotta, I want you right now to give me a, you know what, I can justify this. I want you to give me a charisma check right now. Just drop it.
All right, a sexual persuasion check.
You are absolutely certain that each one of these conversations here, all right, is some conversation you've had with one of your friends at a later point, reskinned and shown to you in a different way. All right? So you've never met Penny, but Penny talked to you about her childhood. And so this was skinned around it. All right?
Yep.
And you and Arwen had a conversation very similar to this, but it's not the same conversation. All right. So, you know, I've had to cut some pretty hard deals to get on the inside of the right situation. The angles I've had to work at times and the people I've had to interact with have been tough. But sometimes you got to get in bed, and I'm not talking about the type of bed that you and I, well, I am, but what you and I do is different. But sometimes what you got to do is you've got to build that relationship with people that you're not comfortable with, because it gives you an angle. All right. It gives you a way to get on the inside with them. And once you've got what they give, then, you know, you disengage, right? So one of the things I really think you got to consider, you know, as you're dealing with, she says his name, is if he's going to kill you, is there a way for you to get on the inside, extract whatever value you can, and keep yourself intact? Because I have faith in you, baby. I mean, you're strong-willed. You do what you want. You're powerful. You're independent. Even with this jackass father of yours, you're able to make yourself who you need to be to resist all that and be, you know, Idris. So what I think you ought to do, and this is the best advice I can give you, is take what he's going to give to keep yourself alive, keep yourself protected in a little core, right? And then, get out of it and see if we can unwrap it for you. See if you can, be you and steal whatever you can steal from him.
What kind of deals, what kind of angles did you have to
Me?
undergo?
So for me, it's been okay. So, so I get picked up by a bunch of Skandaharan raiders, right? And the Skandaharan raiders, pretty much butcher the entire ship, except like me and one other guy. And well, you know how damn charming I can be.
Yes.
Well, all right. So I chose to be a salt wife and deal with some things that were kind of unpleasant to keep from ending up being, having my throat cut and dumped over the side with everybody else. So it was not the relationship I wanted, but I learned a lot about Skandahar. I learned a lot about their politics. I established contacts amongst, the clans up there that would be useful to the king and the fetch. And then I got to murder him in an exquisite and beautiful way during one of their high holy festivals right? But it was a horrible experience. I mean, I had to give up a lot of who I was to get the information I need and get out. But most importantly, to keep myself alive. It's about survival now, baby. That's what it's about. You can hang on to some of your principles, and I respect that. I do. I've seen good men go down dying because they had to hang on to things that were important to them. You can. Or you can let go of some of that. And then let go of some of that, you can get in a position to play the next hand of cards. And I know you love to play the next hand of cards, baby.
Well, I mean, it's more about the simple pleasures of maybe not winning the game, but winning an individual battle. Because sometimes, people are more remembered for their battles than their wars.
Well, I guess I can understand that if that's what you really believe, baby. I'm just trying to figure out how to keep you alive. That's all. I mean, I want to see you. I want you back on the other side, right? I mean, so I don't think, you and I've talked. I'm never going to marry you. I mean, you can't marry me. But we got our whole lives together, right? And I'm not ultimately concerned with who you have to marry for your family. I'm not concerned about that, but I am concerned with having you with me as long as we can, because I see who you are. But anyhow, what are you going to do, Idris? You're going to cut a deal with him and stay alive so you can see me? Or
what am I going to do?
Or are you going to die?
I'm going to do what any good gambler does when their chips are down and they're on their last hand. I'm going to roll those dice and hit them sacred sevens 77 times.
Are you making a formal prayer to Hirsch?
Kind of.
Go ahead and make a. Do you have religion?
No, but I can find it quickly. I don't have the skill actually with any proficiency. I just have the skill.
What I would say. You're a paladin, aren't you?
Yeah.
So is charisma your casting? Casting stat? Okay,
That's
just go ahead. Go ahead and make a straight charisma save for me. All right. Okay. I'll just move the number. Go ahead. Okay. Would you like to spend a hero point?
Sure. I can hear her saying, "Roll more dice, God damn it!" Where did I stick them? There they are. All right.
Okay. Okay. Just so you know.
That one off. That's how you play the game.
Right. All right. You make a prayer to Hirsch, which I wasn't going to coach you on, but I'm glad you did. Okay? You make a prayer to Hirsch, and you see her shift away. Suddenly, you're playing cards. All right? Suddenly, you're playing cards. All right? And there's a guy sitting across from you, handsome, clean shaven. Or does he have a beard? Or is it a girl? Is it a woman? Looks kind of like that priest who trained you. And you hear the voices say, "So, child of mine, sometimes you got to roll the dice and hope you get the best possible outcome. I have some plans for you, and I'm going to build a little shell around you for a little while because you called on my name, and I'm not a big fan of," and he says the name. "Make an insight check."
All right. All right. Dumb stats, don't fail me now.
You can't make sense of it at all. You don't know what he's trying to communicate to you.
Like,
But he
who's this
says,
crazy dude?
"Because I'm not a fan of the name, and because I've shielded you in my nimbus, I'm going to," and suddenly it's, this old buxom waitress that you knew that totally whooped your ass playing dice, right? He says,
Yep.
"So I've been, following you and the risks you take for a long time. I respect your ability to take chances, and you're kind of my chosen instrument here against, you know, him, her, it. So because you're my chosen instrument against him, her, and it, I'm going to buy you some space here, lad, and I'm going to give you some straight up advice. What do you think you're seeing right now?"
It's a conversation I've had, but it's not in the same context that I originally had it.
So how do you bluff somebody good when you're at the table?
You draw them in, and then you go in for the kill once you have all your cards.
Well, that's one way to do it, but you know what they want. You figure out what they want, and you show them what they want and how to avoid, how to get it, or you show them what they're afraid of and how to avoid it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that's a card game you're in right now. And I think you're right. Them voices are pieces of yourself, but they're the pieces of yourself that are most dangerous to you when it comes to dealing with him, her, or it. So very much what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to use every tool you got at your disposal. And I want you to come out on the other side of this with you intact if you can do it. Can you do that for me, my son?
We're gonna give it a shot.
So here's what it is to be a paladin. I don't think you know that. You are the expression and avatar of everything that I bring to people's lives and joy. You are the chance well taken. You are the chance poorly taken. You are laughter in the face of adversity. You are the choice to do better when the odds are against you. You are kindness to those who have found bad luck. And for those who abuse the privilege that they have, you are that sharp and pointed word that points out your folly. You have taken my path. I want you with me longer, son. You have many wonderful things that you could do. So, all right, well, the coot's attempting to engage me in a little bit of hand-to-hand combat here. I'm going to shove him off, and he'll be back again, okay? But
All right.
I have to go deal with someone. And he pulls out a pair of daggers, flips them over in his hands, and says, "To you, my son." Backflips over the table, and you're alone for a moment. What is one thing you want to do when you're having a pause and you're not under pressure? Let me know. You have one action you can take right now.
I'm gonna burn my channel divinity and put the double down power on, and double my proficiency bonus.
Bravo. Bravo. All right. You hear a bar fight all around you. You hear tables break, glasses break. It's like flashes of different bar fights you've been in. It's all this different sort of stuff. And then sitting in front of you, all right, with paper, says, Idris, I believe it says here that you're concerned that the appropriate approach to this is going to be resistance through fortification. And I'm here to tell you that everything I've studied and everything I've learned now is that fixed fortifications are pure folly. How do you plan to resist this assault by fixing yourself in one place and making an easy target? I really think that the best course of action for you, and I've done research on this, I really think that the best course of action for you is to flee across the plain. Most certainly, you can leave somebody behind in garrison, and they can hold the family compound, but that gives you a chance to go and draw more reserves into the fight, because your plan at this point seems to be to wrap yourself in all these defenses, allow yourself to be fixed in position, and clearly I think it's going to be overrun because, well, I think and I can see that, well, you think you can withstand the siege, and I've seen the siege engines. They're quite powerful. I mean, he has folks who are using arcane science on his side, and I think they'll break you. I mean, I've been with you every time you've fallen. I know what breaks you, and I think you have to consider. You don't know these things, Idris. I mean, I love you. I think you're well, I don't like saying love. You know that. I mean, love's so icky of a word, but I've been talking to Arwen, and I see how he uses it, and it says that I have an extreme interpersonal connection with you that we find mutually beneficial and helps us be successful in shared tasks. So, based on that field research, I've determined that I love you and I want what's best for you, and I don't want to see you stand in the wrong place and be hacked down after your defenses are crushed and overrun. You should flee.
But clearly you would notice the last time I fled, I was cut down anyway.
Yes. What are you going to do, Idris? Are you going to hold your ground, or are you going to break? Are you going to go? Are you going to fall back to fight another day? Are you going to try and hold off this assault? What are you going to do? I mean, the math is clear. What's your choice?
My choice is, like I always tell, Jenna Bink, you got to go with the luck. Because while you may know all the stats, you never know what numbers the dice are going to roll till you throw them out of your hands.
Would you like to... Are you trying to activate one of the things that Shia told you?
Yeah.
Which specifically, and which do you think applies?
It's gonna. Oh, hang on. It's gonna be the
marginal.
It's gonna be the what do you call it? The small things one.
Okay, so it's marginalization, deflection, or love, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're doing the marginalization. You're saying that's not important. I'm not paying any attention to that. Give me a persuasion check.
All right. I gotta fix this real quick. So I'm gonna put in my updated thing here. All right, this comes in. There you go. Oh, was that wisdom? Oh no. I
Persuasion check.
threw the right thing, right?
You have advantage on your next roll. Are you making a charisma save, a wisdom save, or an intelligence save?
Oh, it's gonna be charisma.
I thought so. Go ahead. And you are not impacted by the contact with the darkness you've had before.
Okay.
You feel Shia's filling you. All right. It's like the sword is in your hand.
All right. That's what we're talking about. You said charisma, right? Charisma save?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Would you like to use a hero point?
Of course. You got to use all your chips. All your chips. Man, and that's on a +9. There you go.
Okay. So you rolled a 2 and a 3, brother.
Boom! Drop that 2. That's like 50% better than the other number.
All right. So
on a 3, that's a 12.
Jedabink spins away. All right. And oh my God, you're hurt. Your armor's half torn off you. You've got the sword in your hand, and the sword is different. It's stronger. All right. Your knee's about blown out. You've been down and you stood back up once. All right. Standing across from you, leaning up against the wall, and you're on a 5 foot corridor is Delbert. All right. And Delbert's been hurt. All right. He's bleeding from a scalp wound. All right. He's got char marks all over his shoulder. All right. And he smells of acid. He smells of smoke, and so do you. All right. So I don't think I've said this to you before, but you've chosen to stand, and not many men would have chosen to stand like you have. I know in your background there's all sorts of temptations that have give you the opportunity to do the wrong thing, to walk away and not make the right choice, not be with us. And I want to tell you that you've never disappointed me. You've amused me. You've fallen short a few times, but you've never disappointed me. And I know sometimes that there is sort of a friction between the two of us, where we fight and we push over who's in charge and who gets to make the right decision, but that's not important. You know what's important between you and I?
What is important between you
That
and
we
I?
stand for Blackmoor, that we don't compromise who we are, that regardless of what happens, you and I make the decisions that we need. And I know right now, if you wanted to, I'm out of spells. I'm hurt. I've lost 3 fingers on my right hand. I can't cast. I know right now, even though we've lost, even with the loss of Jenna Bank and with the loss of Penny, I know right now all you'd have to do to walk out of this place and assume all the authority and power that comes with being the sole survivor of a mission like this. It'd be take that sword and run it straight through my chest, and there's nothing I could do to stop you. I know that's not who you are. I know that you and I are going to walk out of here together, and we're going to go back into the world, and we're going to find a way to make Blackmoor greater than it is. And, my friend, you'll have my absolute trust, and I know you would never betray it. And you here. So you have a clear choice. A clear choice. If you kill him, the path to the kingship is yours. You will have all my support. There is nothing he can do to stop you. Look at how blindly and foolishly he trusts you. You've always said to me that trust is a fool's gift. You don't give anyone your trust. I mean, they think you do, but you don't. So here's your opportunity. You drive that sword straight through his chest. I will fill you with power undreamed of. You want to look at a man, know what he thinks, and turn him to your will? My gift. You want to be able to take the simple magic that you can cast through your hex and through that blade, harness that bitch to you and to me, and make her do what you want? It's there. So the situation, the decision you have to make right now is straightforward, Idris. And it's a straightforward one. Take what I give you and be greater than you ever dreamed. Reject it, well, you're going to have a different type of thraldom. I'm just going to take you and use your meat. And I'll keep your brain buried deep down within your meat so you can scream and watch in horror as I use you for the things I need. But the choice is yours. What would you like to do?
It's an easy choice. I step back from Delbert. I unsheath my sword. I get it in the double hand. I do the spin, but as I spin it out, I slide it down my hand into Delbert's hand, and I go, "It's a little bit bigger than what you're used to, buddy, but bad boys for life. I've never seen you go down with this in your hands."
You wake up, you're screaming, your body's in absolute agony, and Gregor is cursing. Malek goes, This will be fun to watch. Oh my! Bradley blood is running down his elbows. All right, and you can see that he's gashed his wrists, and he's got this gray metal ring with an amulet on the end of it, and he goes, "Your choice is made." And he slips the torque down around you and he presses it on your skin, and you smell your hide burn as the metal ring sinks down into your chest and the amulet drives down into your chest. And you are mine! And that's where we'll take our break.
All right.
Hey, folks. Hey, folks, we'll be back in about 10 minutes and we'll find out what really is going to happen to Idris. You okay, man?
Dad, mute your mic.
Hey.
Hey.
He's fixing audio in Twitch.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back, sorta. I forgot to turn the mics back on. Whoops. All right, well, welcome back to Dungeons of Castle Blackmoor. I super appreciate you watching the show. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you
Hey,
are,
everybody.
Oh, what the?
Welcome
All
back,
right.
sorta.
Hey, mute yourself if you're.
I
Turn the
see.
mics back on.
All right, mute yourself. Thanks. If you're not new to the stream, if you're new to the stream, we do a lot of intense role playing. We play a lot of traditional D&D. You're going to see us do things with battle maps and combat that are pretty intense. At the same time, we do a lot of really hardcore role playing. And what you just watched Philip Slamma do with his character is pass through some pretty serious stuff. His character got captured, and we wanted to by the kind of background nemesis in the campaign, and we wanted to give him a chance to pass through that. What we have going on outside right now, and I'm going to sort of bring everybody back into it, is we have his friends, and his friends attempted to save him when he was captured, and they brought together some allies they have with them. They have an arcane warrior called Cork, and that's being played by Tim Barth. Tim Barth doesn't normally play. He's normally the DM sounding board, and you see him as a Thralacoot out there. And Tim and I build the narrative together. I run the games, and we shape the story together. He's a great partner to me, and he's helped me do some cool things. And he's stepping in to be an NPC for us today, an arcane warrior called Cork. And arcane warriors are the FBI kind of overseeing magical things for the Wizards, Cabal, and Blackmoor. And also, then we have our players with us also. And we have Delbert Galen, and we have Jenna Bink, and we have Penny. And this group of people, along with Orwin Moreland, who is a agent for the king, pursued and chased the fleeing war rats who'd captured Idris across the countryside and got to this old manor called Brindle Manor that had been the site of a family that was overrun by the Coot during one of the last invasions. And they snuck up on it very stealthily, were creeping into the compound when one of them just was unfortunately spotted, and a fight broke out. And we are in the front end of this fight. And what they've discovered is this was a compound, and it's filled with combatants. Definitely, they saw war rats, they've seen sorcerers. And sorcerers in Blackmoor are wizards who are magic users, arcane casters who are untutored. And Blackmoor, whether fairly or unfairly, and the Wizards Cabal, whether fairly or unfairly, views the use of sorcery as a use of unstructured manic and a way to be tempted and evil. They're very hard on warlocks in much the same regard. But they saw a group of people that were clearly in violation of the wall, truly, people who were guilty of crime, and engaged them. And they realized that, oh my goodness, this is also a bunch of families and stuff that are hidden here. But they've been attacked. And they've been attacked forcefully and violently by war rats, sorcerers, people who are working with them, and the fountain in the center of the compound manifested as an earth elemental and attacked them. So right now, we have our players dealing with a group of people moving around on the left flank, which is over here by the tower. And we have a group of people in the center holding the line as waves of folks in the earth elemental goes. And what happened last time is we had female Thonian with a staff popped out, cast a blight spell, which is some of the most potent magic the party, our friends, have ever seen, at Jenna Bink, and Jenna resisted it, but it almost killed her. It was the most powerful magic that she has ever faced. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop right in it. And I believe actually the last thing we did is the female Thonian with the staff cast her spell. And I think, yep, Quickfoot, the two Thonians with maces, swung their weapons, yes. And then Quickfoot said to Delbert, hey, boss, I'm seeing a whole bunch of activity over there in that far tower. It's on the other side of that rock pile. And then we were going to go into the next round. So, any questions from everybody? Does that match up with what you thought?
Yeah, can you push the map again or tell me what the name of the map is?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Brindle Manor.
I did earlier. There you go, folks. Should be on your radar now.
Another thing you can do is the token icon on your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
You can hold down and control and double click it, and it'll pull up whatever map it's active on.
Ah,
Ooh.
useful.
Today I learned. Thank you, Jimmy.
I was this many years old when I learned.
Your FG foo is greater. Is great.
It is. There are a lot of little hidden weird things like this that should be obvious. Should be documented.
Be
but they're
documented.
not.
Yes. So
Yeah, things that we might have been talking about on our call before the stream started.
Yeah, on the
Yes, ma'am.
So, top of the order. If we're all comfortable with the environment and where we are right now, Penny goes first.
I mean, where we are.
Penny.
I am not comfortable.
Define comfortable.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like 25 hit points back.
Yeah. All right,
Well,
he's gonna
Comfortable sleep, comfortable, or comfortable fireball, comfortable.
So, Penny, your passive tells you that there are people moving up on the left flank. You see a big guy coming up with split mail who just got there, and you got hammered with a dagger from the guildsman, who's clearly one of Gregor's henchmen, came running up and whipped some daggers at you and pinged you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to move up on this rock thing to get
Um,
elevation.
Yeah, that's fine. That is yeah, that's not the top of the wall, but yeah, go for it. That'll give you a
Okay.
5-foot elevation on the guildsman, no doubt about it.
Okay. So with the elevation, does that also work against like people at the distance that are below as well, like the Kamasti?
No, it's not the same thing. You really got being standing over top of somebody with a greatsword. If you're a full 5 feet above them, gives them distinct advantage over them. Bow doesn't give you as much. The reward for you is line of sight. You've got better line of sight when you're standing up there.
So it does not provide advantage with range.
Not in that case. Now, if he runs up to you, he's going to be at disadvantage because you're 5 feet above him. So that works. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. I will. I'm going to shoot at the Thonium with the mace to our side.
Okay.
All right. I will shoot him again.
Okay.
All right.
Expire. Did not. All right. Let me put this back on. And there we go. All right. That's my turn.
Alwyn. Alwyn is right next to Jenabink.
Come on, minstrel.
And she reaches over and says, I think you probably need a little bit of help here, Jenabink. Let's see what I can do for you, okay?
I accept your rudimentary musical aptitude, yes.
Well, I hope this develops you a little bit of. I hope this helps you develop a little bit of fluency, if nothing else. Give you some appreciation for the finer things that I bring to the table. Did you say you wanted your 25 hit points back?
I did. Is Alwyn boosting my confidence in bards ever so further? So
yeah, she, is keeping them off her, and she touches you, and the lesions on your skin where the blighted cuss cracks form. You had felt gray and sick, and your eyes had sunk back in your head. Wrinkles had formed. You feel the process of the healing is the light washes over you, right? And, when she casts a spell, you hear music. So Alwyn does that.
When I get that feeling.
All right.
It's Jenabink, not Idris.
yeah, right.
True.
All right. So, all right. This halfling stands up and whips, summons a ball into her hand, and you see the chromatic orb forms, and she whips, looks like a ball of lightning this time. So she shoots it at Delbert, and it flies and hits the tree stump next to him, crackles, and the electricity shoots down. Our Earth Elemental roars up, and it's swinging both arms, and it's windmilling as it comes towards you. And it is going after Cork.
Okay.
And it seems kind of mono-focused when it goes after people, Cork. You're seeing that it picks a theme and it stays on it.
Okay.
And it strikes your plate mail and the armor rattles, but it doesn't get through.
Pang.
And it swings back around with its other fist, kind of at a back wing, and you're like, bang, bang. All right, and you're getting rents forming in your armor. It's just knocking you from side to side, and it's not getting through and doing damage to you. All right. This guy hikes straight in on Moreland. Whips out his rapier. And Elwyn just sort of torques out of his way as his rapier goes by, and she smiles at him, pats him on the cheek, points at her rapier, and says, I want to show you some things. All right. Oh, actually, this fella. All right. Delbert, this guy comes up around the top of the tower. It looks like he's climbed up and moved along the edge of it. And he's plunking you with some daggers. And one strikes you and it catches you by surprise and does 6 hit points of damage to you as it hits. And he completely caught you by surprise.
Recommend shield if you have it.
And you're hit.
Well, shield would require that I weren't surprised. I mean,
you're hit.
logically.
I mean, you still have a reaction.
You have a reaction.
Yeah.
So far, you've been hit with a 21 and a 23, or a 24. Final roll is an 18.
I'll have to shield for that one.
Okay. All right, so you stop that one. The other two slam into you. All right. And he's not, Penny, you're right next to him, and he's not looking good at all. Half-elven swordsman. All right. He continues to go after Jettabink. And he is hacking away at you. All right. And Jettabink is very much in can't touch this. He is trying to lay into you, Jettabink, but he just can't get to you. It's the effect of the haste, you're almost certain. All right, so he has missed you, and he has missed you. And he's getting a little desperate look in his eye. All right. This guy actually withdraws. you could see it's just a look of horror on his face. He has been trying everything, and he has not been able to get to you. That guy comes rolling up at Penny with a longsword and a hand axe, and he starts swinging at you, Penny. And you're almost out of reach for him. So he misses you. He misses you again. No, I got a 22 on you, Penny. Is that hit? Anything you can do to stop that?
Nope.
All right. So he whacks you for 8, and you lost your pass without trace.
That was a hunter's mark, but yeah. I was just using that to keep track.
All right. Yeah, your concentration roll was a 5. For some reason, it didn't make a concentration check for you against the... yeah, you make 1 for both spells, though, so you dropped them both.
Well, I only had the hunter's mark up. I was just using that to keep track of it.
Oh, okay. No problem. You're good then. The hand axe, however, you evade, but he hits you. It's a 1 good solid hit. All right. Okay. Catapult.
Well, really, Jenabink.
Jenabink.
Jenabink will go after the swordsman that has the audacity to continue trying to swing at her.
Mm-hmm.
And since she is still hasted, she still gets that beautiful, beautiful triple hit. Oh, that's sad.
Need to close this line.
Oh, wow. You guys are having a 1 curse today. How many ones did Idris roll?
All right, that hits. That's pretty good.
Solid hit.
Knocks his hex off him also.
Fantastic.
Catapult.
And Catapult will do the same.
Come on, shred him.
Hopefully. Nope.
All right.
And we're staying put, so that's all I got.
Cork, you're up.
All right, so I am going to attack the swordsman that Jenabink was trying to take out. And my zoom window is right in the way. There we go. Hit. Ah, damn it. Well, I guess my first attack went against the earth elemental because I didn't realize I had anything targeted.
You want to do... Did you want that strike to go against the elven swordsman?
I wanted that against the elven swordsman. I didn't realize that I had something.
No problem, man. I'll fix it for you. Not a problem. So 13 more points to the half-elven swordsman takes him to dead.
Okay.
All right. So he drops. And let me give my beautiful, wonderful, and just attractive earth elemental some hit points back. All right?
Sure. It's okay. It's going to lose him again.
I know, but he gets to have him back for a while. And I get to feel good. Go ahead.
Okay. So then... Makes 3. Oh, that guy's farther away. Okay. I will go after that one. Miss.
Okay. Delbert.
All right, I'm going to throw a ball of lightning at the earth elemental.
Or thunder?
Thunder, yes.
Shocking.
I'm going to use the 2nd level slot for this.
Roger that.
I'm not sure why I rolled twice there.
Would you like to use one of your inspirations?
Yeah, I don't have any.
He
rolled okay.
Twice.
All right, we'll take the first roll then. You hit with a 19. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh, you have yourself targeted. That's why you hit yourself in here.
So let me-
Literally, stop hitting yourself.
Yeah. You're about to kill yourself, actually, if you roll that damage right now.
there we go.
All right.
You need to attack the element, or else it's gonna.
Yeah, just re-roll everything. Just go ahead and re-roll that attack.
Okay.
All right, you hit.
Okay.
This is funny, folks, because I've seen Jimmy actually code Fantasy Grounds. I mean, he's pretty adept, and you light it up. That's a chunk of damage. It shakes as it hits it, and you see rock spatter to the ground. Anything else you'd like to do?
Ooh, I'm going to drop behind cover if there is any.
You will provoke, but he will have a disadvantage at you from the Thonian and Split Mail. Actually, where you are, you're up on the wall. He can't reach you. So you're far enough out so you can drop over behind. And you want to drop over behind here so you're out of line of sight?
Yes.
Okay. So you cast that, and you're not looking good at all, right?
Right.
How bad? Oh, you're at 31 out of 32. Everybody's
Yeah.
passive tells you that Delbert just got the shit knocked out of him. He's got a dagger sticking out of his thigh, all right? And he's bleeding. He's bleeding from a scalp wound, right? So Delbert, throws this thing and then drops down over to the wall into cover. So, all right. This guy. Tim, about to be a dick.
I kind of figured. What are you going to do? Did you move through me?
I moved around you and through his buddy.
All right. There isn't anything I can do about it.
Not in 5e. Let me cast Summon Rules Nerd. Hey,
No,
Penny.
no. You're right.
Not shit you can do there, right?
Not with his build, no.
All right. That's always the scary Penny qualifier, too.
Mm.
All right. We got a 23. Does shield help you with that or no?
It would still hit with shield.
Okay. It's a nice thrust. You pick up,
Yeah.
it's a flanking kind of thiefy strike. Okay. Bite on Arwen.
Alwyn.
Alwyn, excuse me, yes. Bite on Alwyn. And then a short sword strike on Alwyn that she just flex easily. She puts her hand on this.
This guy.
You left at exactly the right time. This archer steps up into the hay behind the wagon, cocks his head sideways, loads his bow up with arrows, and shoots a volley at you guys. And all of those arrows go wide.
One hit.
Penny, you get hit with an arrow. And that does, why is he doing the extra? Surprise attack is no longer active. That's gone, so I'm going to give you 11 hit points back, Penny, okay?
Okay.
I got to take that effect off. My apologies. So you are hit, but you're not hit that bad. Yeah, and let me go take that effect off him. That was only a one-round effect. It should have gone away at his last shot. Okay, good enough. Comes out leading a string of horses. All right. She has what looks to be a swaddled babe, strapped across her front, and a little girl behind her. She scoops up the Havling sorcerer and gets to about here with her, with the horse. And there are other horses that are in a string behind her. She lets them stop. All right. And she's like, and she says in a high language, who speaks Draconic?
Cork does.
Cork, give me an intelligence check.
Damn it. Tower on top.
Tower, please.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's Arcanti. That's almost exquisite Arcanti. You are pretty certain, based on what you're hearing, that you're able to translate this word for word. It's definitely derived from Draconic. It's a related language. So if you don't speak it, but you speak the related language, there's a hard check to be able to translate it perfectly, but you made the roll. She rides by saying, "Fuck the rats. Get the children out of here." And she's riding as fast as she can. All right. And she's almost to the gate now. And she's brought some of the string of horses there. All right. So she looks like she's leading her people out. All right.
Okay.
Withdraw. Grabs one of the horses.
I'll
drops down.
take my attack of opportunity.
Okay. No, he withdrew. He withdrew. You don't get an attack of opportunity.
You mean he disengaged?
He disengaged. I'm sorry. He disengaged, so he pulls off. All right. So, but they hear that command and they run. They're not trying to fight you anymore. All right. So both those Thonians pull off, and Quickfoot's like, "Yeah, I'm thinking this fighting thing's done for these people." All right. All right. Top of the order. Penny.
All right, Tad, this looks like it's like a little ledge over here.
Yeah, that's, you mean, that is a depression. That goes down 5 feet. That's a 5-foot tall wall. All right. This square right there, directly behind you, that's a 10-foot tall wall.
Directly behind me. Okay.
Right there. That's 10 feet up. That pile of rubble. That's 5 feet up.
Okay. I'm going to move to here. So I will be now 15 feet up from the Thonian in split mail, correct?
Yeah. Well, basically, yeah. He's got to move there to swing at you. He's got to move there to swing at you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Are they taking, because I'm not disengaging, are they taking an attack of opportunity since they were given a command to withdraw?
He is not. This guy is.
The guildsman? Okay.
The guildsman doesn't seem to recognize the language. This guy does. All right.
Okay.
And he just pats the sword off his helmet and goes ping and waves you off. All right. So that is guildsman 15. And he will not get advantage because he's not getting assisted anymore. All right. So, but he does take a rapier thrust at you as you go.
Okay. That was with disadvantage, right?
Yeah, and that's just a straight rapier attack. It's not.
Wouldn't it be a disadvantage because of the elevation?
He was already 5 feet up.
Yeah, that would have. So let me roll it again. My apologies. I'll give you that damage back. Don't worry. Oh, he did it to himself. Ha! Okay, so does an 18... I rolled 2 13s in effect. And so...
Yeah, you can just put the 5 on me if you want.
All right. And let me drop that damage on you, Penny. All right, so it gives you a nice little dagger thrust. And...
Okay. All right, as my bonus action, I'm going to Hunter's Mark the... Actually, yeah, I'm going to Hunter's Mark the Thonian with the staff that's retreating.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to Sharpshooter. And I'm going to shoot at her. And I'll burn an inspiration for this one, because why not?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, damn. Could be bad.
Yep.
Okay. That hurts her.
All right. Then my second attack.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to cast shield for the sake of it.
Okay.
All right.
That's still
Does that still hit?
Let me double check.
She's not wearing armor. But
No,
hopefully
she's not.
So Shield is a
Nope, you
+5.
got her again. You got her again.
yeah. Woof.
All right.
I'd let you run, but you fucked with my friends.
So she starts to drop off the horse. The halfling behind her stabilizes though and keeps her on the horse, grabs hold of her and pulls her up.
What about the baby? Is he catching her or the baby? It's Tad.
The baby's like strapped to her.
You said you grabbed the baby, Tad. It sounds like it's in the arms.
No,
It's a baby.
It's a
Come
thing.
on, man.
Okay, do you want me to have her drop the baby? I was trying to say she had like a baby carrier.
I'm just
Right.
saying, I feel like the halfling should have to make a choice there to save the baby or her.
Let me see if the 5-year-old's able to hang on to the front of the horse because it's sitting in front of her.
I was waiting for Tad to say that, Penny accidentally shot the baby.
Okay, so the
Those are
little
pretty
kid,
accurate shots.
the little kid's able to make the check to hang on to the front of the horse. So the 5-year-old hears mommy get shot and scream, gets covered in her mother's blood. The sorceress falls back against the halfling. All right, and the halfling grabs hold of her and pulls her forward. Now, because you did 20, I'm more than willing to rule that the arrow went through the sorceress and out the baby. So you got to kill the baby. There you go.
I didn't want to kill the baby. I just
Too
wanted
late.
to
Too late.
choose. I mean, I'm not Delbert over here trying to kill children.
I'm just, mark this day. 10 years from now, Penny's going to be killed in her sleep because of that baby.
By a
I
scar-faced
feel like
sorcerer with an eye patch.
I feel like the shots are actually so accurate. I should have been able to not hit the baby. You know?
That's true. He does have a point.
Fair point. All right. Alwyn, healing word, 3rd level on Delbert.
I'm digging it.
She's like, great haze, all of them gone. So she drops 13 hit points on you, heals you. And she's like, I'm getting to you. All right. Takes them out of line of sight. Stabilizing her boss, her friend. The Earth Elemental will rampage a little bit, smashing down the tent because it can. And it's going to keep banging on Cork because Cork is the target du jour. That's a miss. Yay, plate mail. Can I have a yay, plate mail?
Plate mail's good.
All right. Man, your plate mail's getting kind of looks like you remember that minivan we had in the state college that was smashed on every corner?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like one of Linda's cars. Hi, honey. All right.
Nice.
All right. That guildsman he's really not, he's going to just think things are stupid right now. So he's going to keep after Arwen because that's who he has targeted.
Guildsman 15. Yeah, he says
That
dying.
one right there. Oh, the reason he's dying is because I dropped damage on him. I have to take it off. You guys didn't kill him. All right. I actually don't think he's been hit yet, to be perfectly honest with you. So I think I dropped his own sneak attack on him.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's fine. I mean, you can kill him if you want.
Yeah, no, Tim. All right, so. All right. He actually does hit Alwyn for not much damage at all. And Alwyn does not drop her haste spell. All right. We are going to change targets here. We don't get advantage against you, but we have a hit on Penny.
Yeah.
And then we have another hit on Penny. No, I'm just wishing. We have a third attack on Penny. So we have 2 hits on Penny, 2 daggers. So, all right. All right, this Thonian comes out with a horse, with a kid on it. This Thonian mounts on the horse and moves it to just at the gate. And this guy, what will he do after he lets you go and he's been called off and he sees you shoot? Let me have him make
Did he see me shoot though? Because he
Yeah.
would have had a tent and an earth elemental and like a bunch of other stuff in his way.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to give him a ridiculous perception check. That's totally fair. Yeah, he doesn't, so he's backing off. He goes around the corner here.
Howard, I killed your leader.
And he is no longer in your line of sight. All right. Okay. Catapult.
All right, the Genebank team will attack this Earth Elemental since everyone else seems to be, doing their thing. So we'll do that. Wow, like I cannot roll for crap today.
Come on,
F you fantasy grounds.
Better.
F you fantasy grounds.
That happens with your own dice too, Jen.
I know. All right. And then catapult. Yeah, catapult will also do his thing. Damn it. All right, that's it. That's what I got.
Cork.
All right. So I have a question about the Earth Elemental.
Mhm. Has 10 feet of
That
reach.
was a summon, correct?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was basically a gem of elemental summoning that instead of it being a gem, I put is the fountain itself.
Okay.
And
I was asking because I had thought that I remembered that the female Thonian with the staff was the caster that summoned him.
It was an item. It wasn't a summoning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did she drop
Just
the staff, by the way?
Huh?
Did she drop the staff, by the way?
Yeah, she would have dropped. Would she have dropped the staff? Yeah, she dropped the staff.
But that's fine. I will just pummel this Earth Elemental. So.
Oh, damn. You mean if you didn't see gear to get, you probably wouldn't have shot her? Now I understand.
No, I shot her because she blighted Genebank. You don't almost kill one of my friends and then get to leave the party because you don't like the odds.
Oh, that's true, but that's not nearly as good of a punchline. You light that thing up, Cork. All right, so it's a third of the pile of rubble that it once was. All right, it's just falling apart. Dirt and stuff is falling off it. So, Delbert, what are you doing?
Having seen where the direction that Penny is shooting, I'm going to scramble up the rock and lob a to whom it may concern in that direction.
Yes. Yes.
So, These folks are off the map and out of line of sight. These folks aren't. You can clearly see. So, the commoner and those guys, they're gone. I just didn't move them off the map. All right. This bunch of people are totally targetable, but you can see with at least one of them, she's carrying kids. All right. It's
Sorcerer children, Delbert. Sorcerer children.
Operative word: children.
I do have tactical wit, and I can assess the situation. However, I'm also pissed off. And I might not necessarily note the fact that women and children are being carried.
Would you like to fail? I mean, would you like to make a perception check?
Yeah,
No.
I think a perception check is probably in order here.
All right. I will. That I'm going to say is a DC 12 perception check.
They could be a
Okay.
halfling, Delbert. Could be a Dokray that they're carrying.
Oh, sorry, I didn't roll it in the.
You rolled it.
It's got to be in the.
Made
It's
it.
got to be in the tower, Delbert.
It
I
looks
know,
like
right?
I don't
looks
He
think-
like
rolled it. He made it.
looks
I
like
don't think that counts.
looks like a boy about 8 years old.
Could be a Dokray in disguise. You've seen me.
Okay.
Now it is the leading horse. All right. So it's Thonian with Spear 17. All right. So you can drop the fireball and catch the peasant behind him. All right. You can.
Yeah, or I could switch tactics and lob some missiles.
It looks like this bunch of people are trying to leave. All right. It looks like maybe him, but this bunch of people, they're staying and fighting. All right.
Yeah, the question though is, do we leave survivors? And I'm
They'll
not
tell
inclined
people.
to do so.
They'll tell people about the other children you murdered, Delbert.
Right. Okay. All right. I'll spare the freaking children, I guess, since I know they're there. And I'm gonna lob another ball of thunder at the earth elemental. Let's just take care of that problem.
It's tall enough and you have a high enough angle that you don't have to worry about cover throwing into melee.
Okay.
Would you like to use a hero point?
I would like to use a hero point. I was just thinking, can I throw some inspiration on that? No, but I can throw a hero point on it. And here that hero point is.
Hit.
All right. All right. So
Tim always sounds like the Agakoot when he laughs, even when he's not the Agakoot. It
there we
blows
go.
up. You
Boom.
strike it squarely in the upper left shoulder, and it just sort of spirals into rock and falls to the ground, collapsing.
Okay.
Well, sure. I mean, you could do that, but it is an expenditure of resources that you can do limited times, whereas I can smack things repeatedly. I'm just saying, arcane science.
Not a whole lot arcane about that hammer.
I beg to differ. This is a magical hammer, and just like pennies. And while I don't have the infusion on this right now, I have in the past used arcane science to make this magical.
I use withdraw to move to there so I don't provoke.
Then
Okay.
You take a hit, and you take 9 points of damage from that rapier thrust.
Okay. Ow.
And this Were-Rat is just going after Arwen, not backing off at all. And he bites her again. All right, and she owes me 2 saves. All right, so first one. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. All right, missed with the short sword. All right. This guy, let's see. Let's pull up that stat block. Yep. Okay. All right. So he bounces, doesn't do it as gracefully as he'd like, hops on the horse that's there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he makes it to there. Oh, actually, to there. And then his double move would be another 10 to take him off the map. All right. So he does horsey stuff to get on it very quickly. She is off with her friend. Rides for the wilderness. Rides for the wilderness. Because they moved and mounted last turn. Quickfoot says, guy's mounting up over here, the guy in the armor. Penny, you're up.
All right. I'm going to move my hunter's mark to Guildsman 18, the one who's been lobbing daggers, and
Okay.
shoot at him.
But why?
Huh?
But why?
He's not being real friendly, man. I'm gonna sharpshooter as well. And we'll send him some love. Hopefully.
Hit.
Good. Oh.
Bang.
Okay. And then I will. All right. So you're only doing the advantage with elevation base to base then?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it puts you in a good defensive position as an archer. He gets disadvantage swinging against you, right?
Okay. I will. My second attack then shoot at the unidentified creature.
That's clearly a Were-Rat now.
It's still an unidentified creature to me, Tad.
Okay, no problem.
And I will miss the unidentified creature.
I like making you say unidentified creature, so we're going to leave it that way.
Now it says Were-Rat.
You missed it, and you didn't target effectively,
I know. If it said Were-Rat, I would have hit it.
right? Okay, anything else you want to do?
No, I'm done.
All right. Okay. Taken off the map. All right. Gonna take some people off the map here. Okay, Alwyn. Alwyn thinks everybody's in okay shape. She is pretty fed up with this guy who keeps sticking her. Kind of bored with all these folks. So... Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, she's not going to cast anything else because it's going to suck up her evasion. So what she will do is she's just going to go stabby, or she's going to suck up. That would suck up, excuse me, the haste that she's holding, and she's holding the haste for Jenna Bink because Jenna Bink's the center of the line right now, and Cork. All right, so she stabbies the guy that's been stabbying her. And she went, "So we understand, dear. This is the appropriate use of a sword." And she will hand inspiration, I believe. She will hand inspiration over to Jen. And Jedabink, you will get a D10 added on to the next roll of your choice. All right? Okay. Thonians with spears are going off the board one right after the other. And what you have is a whole bunch of just peasants just fleeing. They're leaving everything behind and they're just trying to get away. And Cork, you've seen this before out of a sorcerer nest when you busted open.
Yep. They're trying to grab their kids and run with the kids because they've always got families.
All right. He goes, "Oh, is this what you mean, ma'am?" And he stabs Alwyn back. And Alwyn makes a 20 on that absolutely critical and important haste saving throw.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So
All right,
she
so
is
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. He's smart. He will do a hard right behind the wall. All right. So what you just saw, I'm sorry, I made him invisible. Let me bring him back to being visible. You see this guy come out of this courtyard and just swing around the go through the courtyard and do a hard tuck around the wall. And he's obviously a skilled rider. All right. You know, you ever seen somebody who knows how to jump things? I mean, he's just taking the horse like a steeple rider. He's definitely somebody that's been trained to fight from horseback. All right. Catapult, you're up.
all right. So Jennabank is going to move to here, and she's going to pummel on this were-rat. And she will use that D10 on her first attack here, just to make sure that it goes through. We shall see if it applies.
Yes.
Apparently,
Hey!
I need it.
You know all those ones you were rolling, Jen?
Yeah, apparently I get some happiness now. He takes some damage, so I will continue
look,
this.
It's were-rat-o-matic.
It slices, it dices, it pulps.
Boom.
All right.
It goes down.
I still have an attack left.
You do?
So
Isn't
I
haste
will
wonderful?
Haste is wonderful, so I will continue my movement. So pretty much I go boom, boom, and like the second boom, like I'm already walking through his corpse to tackle this next guy. Oh,
Yeah.
come on. There we go. I hit him. Oh,
Nice.
the Jennabanks are coming.
Done.
He's gone.
Still
And
crushed.
then I whistle and point to catapult to go at the last guy.
The gnome wading through corpses. You have to love that.
I do.
Hey, at least I'm wading through combat corpses.
Death by crushed knee.
Yeah.
Bang! The were-rat bends over, hanging onto his knee. Bang! His head gets pulped.
This guy gets hit.
Catapult pounces forward and tears a chunk out of this guy.
Yep.
All right. Cork, guy in front of you. Catapult is tearing him up.
Mm-hmm. Time for a little assistance with that. Next.
All right. So you swing, decapitate him, and I'm seeing you sheath your sword.
Well, with the proper flourish to
Yes,
fling the
absolutely.
blood off.
So very coup de grace samurai. Yes?
Oh, yeah.
All right. We are still in combat. There is a target. He's hard to get to. Delbert, are you going to attempt to strike the guy riding off behind the wall?
Um,
I'm then moving to.
Yeah, you got to move. Go ahead, Tim.
you know what?
About there, just so I can see what's what.
Here's my thought. This is Delbert tactically witting here. If I don't kill this guy, then Penny could hunter's mark him, and we can hunt him down later.
Albert is after the rest of those children.
Yeah. I've been trained. I've been properly trained by the.
The cabal.
Going after the kids, that's completely appropriate. They're sorcerers' kids.
Right.
It's just that the whole goal is to capture and rehabilitate them so they can be good and proper members of the cabal.
Assuming they survive.
Just like how they rehabilitated that other person we brought in.
Well, like they rehabilitated me.
I'm gonna quaff a potion of healing and
So Delbert comes to the top of the wall, blows up the earth elemental, stands there looking around for the second time in under 2 days. He's taken his total hit points down to 1 hit point. Is that correct?
yes.
Delbert walks up to the top and
There
goes,
should be an achievement for that.
yes. Lack of DM scorn.
Mm,
All right.
better.
You are healed. Quickfoot's like, son of a bitch. These freaking people ran, man. So, all right. Okay. Next round, 6th round of combat. Top of the order. Penny, what are you doing?
I can see the Thonian and Split Mill.
If you get up over, if you move up over by Delbert, you will just have line of sight on that corridor through that spot in the wall. But you've got to get someplace a high enough elevation so you can see through it.
I thought this was the highest elevation on this southern.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're up to high point. You can see him. Go right ahead.
Okay.
And your passive is 15, so you spot him.
16 now.
16.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
I mean, he let me go when I disengaged, so
Yeah.
I'm going to be a nice person and shoot at him twice.
That sounds like Penny. That completely sounds like Penny.
I'll miss him once, and then the second one. Just want to give him a little love before he goes by. Okay.
Damn. You not trying to kill somebody is still pretty impressive.
Oh, I think it should be 2 less, actually. Let me see. No,
Well,
was that right?
Are you shooting his horse or him?
Him. And that should be 2 less, actually. So it should be 24.
Okay.
I can give him 2 hit points back.
All right. Ow.
well, he's bleeding now.
Yeah. Solid hit.
And then I'll start making my way down and just wave to him goodbye.
Okay.
That way he'll always have something to remember me by.
All right. Alwyn says, I'm dropping the haste and I'm going to find I'm going to locate Idris. Is that okay with you, Jedabink?
Yes, that sounds like an excellent plan. As a matter of fact, very intelligent.
She
I
casts.
thank you.
So my pleasure, sister. She casts locate creature, and she's like, "Yeah, he's still here. He's below us." All right, the Thonian and Split Mail
Well,
Right.
yes, he is normally underneath me.
rides, and he's off the map.
I thought he was normally underneath Alwyn.
Well, that is also true. Me intellectually, all win physically. That is astute, very observation there.
We are out of combat.
Okay.
Everybody, Jedabink, what's your passive?
18.
There's someone hiding in the bush here. You hear them crying.
Does it sound like a child?
Could very well be, yeah.
I will point to the bush. I will try to as subtly as I can, because I am Genebink, point to the bush and motion for Alwyn.
Could we make a deception check, please?
Oh, for the love of everything holy. I can try.
Yes, you can. I'm interpreting that as you didn't say anything. You didn't say anything, though.
I didn't. No,
All right.
I wouldn't have said
Playing
anything.
baseball? Are you coaching first base?
Alwyn swings around her lute, all right, and she begins to sing and walk over towards there, and she looks at Cork and twitches her head.
Okay.
All right.
Cork gets the message.
That-
Is moving over this way.
It is, you see an 11-year-old boy step out, all right, and he's shaking, okay? He's shaking, and he rubs his hands together, and he sees you're an arcane warrior, and he's you think he's trying to make an acid splash, but he doesn't know how to do it right now. He's trying to, but he's so fucking scared he can't, all right?
Hey, son. Hey.
You're gonna kill me! You kill everybody! That's what the Cabals do! You're gonna kill me! I don't want to die! You kill Mama! No, I don't want to
Kill
die!
you.
That kid's got the right idea.
Go ahead and make persuasion check. And you can go ahead and continue what you were going to say to him, Tim. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. I'm not here to kill you. We're actually here to help you and to help one of our friends who was taken. He's below. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm actually here to help you.
All right, make a persuasion check.
While this is
Awesome.
going on, Pat,
Awesome. Go ahead, Jen. What?
while this is going on, Genebink is removing herself from this because it's a social interaction, and she's going to start searching the rest of the site to find the down.
All right.
Penny is also healing herself during this time and assisting Genebink in the search.
All right, very good. So really, really good roll, Cork. Really good roll. Okay. So what he does is he walks forward and he drops down on his knees and he puts his hand on his legs and he goes, "Do you want to know about the Thonian guy who came through, the noble that was all beat up by the word rats?"
Yes, that's our friend Idris. Do you know where he is?
Yeah, they were awful mean to him. They brought him home this morning and they kept cutting him, and they made some of us were rats, but you killed them. So,
Well,
I mean, they were nice people and then they stopped being nice people. And they told us if we didn't do what they said, they was going to make us were rats too, so we'd have to do what the blue eyes said. And they come in 2 by 2 with eyes of blue.
blue eyes, you say?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I appreciate the Firefly reference.
Yes, me
So-
too.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what. You come with me and Delbert here, and we'll take care of you. We'll make sure that you're safe. And if we can, we'll find your parents too.
Are you going to take me to Vestfold and feed my soul to the Cabal?
I've got no desire for your soul, boy. Your soul's your own. I just want to make sure. So, you have a gift. I saw you trying to use it. You have a gift. We just want to make sure, and this is all the Cabal wants to do. We just want to make sure that you know how to use it safely so that you don't hurt people.
All right,
You understand what I mean?
based on your previous success, I'll let you make that roll with advantage. Go ahead. Persuasion again.
Yep.
All right. Okay. All right. I don't want to die, and okay. I'm gonna trust
I
you,
don't
lady.
want you to die either. What's your name, son?
So, Caleb.
Caleb. I don't want you to die either, Caleb.
I believe the
just want
reference
you
you're
to be
looking
a
for
safe
is
and productive member of the Cabal, and I think you can be with, like I said, your gift.
I believe the reference you're looking for is "Come with me if you want to live."
A little bit.
That's inspiration, well, Delbert. Just saying. So, and just saying that was good. All right, so he's calmed down. All right, he's scared, but he's not scared out of his mind now. I mean, he's
Sure.
terrified because you guys showed up and butchered everyone from his perspective. But at the same time, he believes that you're not going to butcher him because arcane warriors, it's commonly known, are fierce opponents, but they keep their world. He's scared out of his fucking mind of Delbert. Out of his mind. Okay. You guys find as you're searching around, so you're looking through, are we going to Greyhawk the place? Are we doing a full investigation of the entire compound? Or are we just finding a way down?
I am looking for a way down and assisting Jinnabink, but if something shiny is on the ground, I will not hesitate to.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. My
That's where I'm
primary
at, too.
concern is Idris, but
Yeah.
if I happen to see a staff that looks great or other
So
shiny,
you guys go check out that staff, right?
There'll be-
Orc is claiming that staff.
There will be
Well,
plenty of time to.
Orc is claiming that in the name of the Cabal and confiscating it as a magic item.
all right.
That's actually not how that works, Cork. We got official approval of anything we collect on our escapades with the coup in order to requisition that, and then we show it to that guy with the glasses, and he usually gives
The
us the
fetch.
okay stamp. Yeah.
Do you see a guy with glasses
Cork.
here? No, you see somebody here with authority. I'm claiming
Cork, go ahead and make a straight up. Well, hold it. You don't have to because of what you do. What that is that's a long staff. All right. It's this particular hive, right? This particular den. You guys all seen you guys have all seen Lord of the Flies, right?
Uh-huh.
Or read it. You familiar with the
Yeah.
conch? You don't get to speak during conversation unless you're carrying the conch, right?
Yeah.
That is the symbolic staff of leadership for this particular den of sorcerers. So it marks her as the leader. Whoever is holding it gets to speak in council. She determines who holds it, and she determines when it's given back. So she gets to conduct it. So it's symbolic. This is like taking down a battle flag during the Civil War. You seized their colors, all right? So you know that. All you really have to say is this isn't magical.
Okay.
All right.
And the next thing I was going to say, but we got into conversation,
Right.
was I'm casting Detect Magic.
Yeah, you verify what you think. This is not a magical object. This is a ceremonial object. It marks her as the leader, right? And you kind of probably would have recognized that when it first came through, but there was a lot going on, so I didn't tell you. All right. Now, sometimes they are magical staffs, right?
Sure.
But quite often they're not. The thing you do know is that gem in the top was a focus for some wizard. So you'd have the equivalent of a spell book or an arcane focus there. That in and of itself is magical, but at the same time, that's like somebody's dog tags.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. So they killed somebody, killed a wizard, made a a staff of leadership out of it, and mounted that wizard's focus on top of the staff. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, go ahead and make a history check that you've cast that Detect Magic on it.
Okay. Not my greatest, but
Yeah, you're not certain whose focus that was.
sure.
All right,
but we can
yeah.
claim it and do the cursory scan around, just looking at what's
Yeah.
around to see if anything pings shiny.
Now, go ahead and make an Arcana check too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's easy for you to tell this. This was somebody from the Inquisition. So you don't know who it was, but you can tell from looking at the gem that it was an Inquisitor's focus. And that's all you get from it. Okay. There are a lot of things, all right, burned and charred, small fires still going on. All right. There was a little apple tree there. I mean, this place was a well-developed compound. Still in there, the cow is mooing, but they took all the horses. All right. And all of these are wagons and carts that they've left here. All right. There are stairs going down right there.
Okay.
All right. So you get there, you've identified the stairs.
Okay.
All
Did
right.
anything else, just looking around with that detect magic, did anything else glow? Obviously, just to try to.
No,
shit
I
on
mean,
us.
no, I mean, this looks to be like goods and stuff, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, it looks like there are things that you're looking at that are clearly material components, right?
Yeah.
But
That's
there's
different.
not, there's not any items per se.
Okay.
I take that back. You killed one of the halflings that got caught in the web and burned out. Has a potion bottle that is magical.
Okay.
All right. And when you peruse that, it's a potion of healing. Not that it did her any good.
In
True.
the fountain.
The fountain's wrecked now. There's remnants of fading conjuration magic, but it's gone. So looks like you could probably, it could have, if it survived, it could have been forced or stepped back into position and resumed its position as a fountain. Looking at it, if there was still water in it, it probably would have summoned an earth elemental and a water elemental together. But the water elemental has been gone for a long time, you think. All right, so we're at the top of the stairs. Sorry if I'm rushing a little bit, folks. Sorry if I'm pushing it a little bit. Just let me know if you want me to slow down.
Oh,
Nope.
good.
Okay.
And
All
now
right.
you're good.
You're at the top of the stairs. What would you like to do?
Jenna, you want to come over here and look at this thing with me so we can see if I know they have a proclivity for putting little like things around here that go boom.
Oh, so this is the part where you would like me to do field research that is particular to looking for traps?
Yeah, traps or anything that could cause any adverse effects to our bodies and health and that kind of stuff.
Okay, I guess I can do that. I will lower myself and do an investigation roll. Are you giving me advantage, Penny? Is that what I'm
I am
hearing?
assisting you on this check, yes.
Fantastic.
Jenabink, you are fine up here. There are no traps. All right. However, when you're bending, you guys are listening, you can hear chanting, and you're hearing somebody grunt and scream. And it sounds like Idris. And Jenna's got a pass of 18, Penny's got a pass of 16, correct, for their perception?
Correct.
So you hear Idris's voice going, "Ah! Ah!" All right. So you can clearly hear him.
I don't see any traps. Shall we proceed with rabbit haste to save our friend? Associate. So I hurry down the stairs.
Associate
After
is more
saying-
fitting. Yeah, that's
I'm
pretty
gonna
good.
go.
I'm gonna cast dark vision.
So Jenna Bink will be up front and Catapult is with her. In case I need to say that.
All right. So
New map. Okay.
We have graduated. For some
all right.
values of
So
graduated.
Jenna Bink, Catapult, Penny. That's who's downstairs first, correct?
Yes.
Now, was anybody still looking particularly pounded on? Oh, Cork, without a doubt, freaking Alwyn's going to drop some healing on you, okay?
Okay.
So she heals you for 13. She dumps two first level slots on you, okay?
Cool.
Do you feel like you need more?
I should be all right.
All right. Anybody else still hurt?
I'm still
No.
hurt, but
Still hurt as well, but
All
I'm
right.
okay with where I'm at.
not down and out in Beverly Hills.
Jenna, just be advised, you do have
Looks like-
yourself, Cork, Arland, and myself targeted right now.
All right.
There might be reasons for that.
Oh,
She lets you know she has a scroll that will heal everybody if things get really bad.
ooh.
All right. So if needed, I will cast a spell that will heal all of us. All right. So I am going to put, for reference sake, Delbert is there, but he's technically at the top of the stairs. All right. Alwyn is there, but she's technically at the top of the stairs. Does that make sense? Cork, you are there, but you're at the top of the stairs. And Quickfoot's, I'm not going to bring Quickfoot on. Quickfoot's going to keep hanging back behind you like he has been. Does that work for everybody?
Sure.
All right. So, okay. All right. So you come down and you can see a vague bluish light emanating from this doorway down here.
All right. Jen, I think we should probably continue to go through carefully with this, in case they're using his screams as a method of luring us in to murder us.
That's probably fair. They may actually think that we're not thinking, and I am always thinking, and so I will continue doing my investigation thing down the hallway.
I'll continue to be
Okay.
assisting Jenabink with the
Go ahead
investigation.
and you're investigating towards the hallway.
Yes,
All right.
I'm walking down the hallway as I investigate.
Mother of God. Stop. You're right in front of this door. All right. And you look down and you see the faintest line of copper dust that's been traced in a raw pattern. You think it's a magical trap, but you're going to have to cast a detect magic to confirm.
I will cast a detect magic confirm because I learned last session that I had not been preparing enough spells. So yes, I have that.
All right. If you cross that and you disturb that dust, all right, go ahead and give me an Arcana check. And you can make this Arcana check with advantage. Damn, Jen, right time to roll a 20. Okay. All right, so if you cross that silver dust, if you break through it, all right, if you cross it, you are fairly certain that there will be rising from the ground there and there two sorts of constructs. Yeah, you're looking at this. This is a type of golem. It's not one you've seen before. Looks like, my God, brass golem? Somebody has embedded in the floor, ready to crawl out from underneath the paving stones, a pair of brass golems. Only way you can see to take that out is with a dispel magic.
Brass golem, that funky golem.
Okay, well, I made my personal wisdom save to not just trigger the trap because I want to see how it works.
I love you, Jen.
Yeah, that it was the thing for a second there where I'm just like, brass golems, yes, please. Alwyn, do you happen to have a dispel magic at your disposal? Because that's not something that I do yet.
And she shows Delbert and Cork the Cabal seal on top of the scroll, pops it off, unrolls it, and hands it to Delbert.
Okay.
Not?
Is this a gravy train of Delbert? I just need dispel magic cast. You see that copper line there? As much as I would like to see the brass golems and constructs, I think it's probably best if you do that. We can come back and I'll study it further.
Ah! Ah! Go ahead.
And there's that going on too, so we should probably
cast
hurry.
It sounds like he's probably got at least another 30 minutes of that before he stops making noises.
Take disadvantage on your next roll. No, that was
great.
that was sadly totally in character. Go ahead and take
Totally
advantage.
in character.
Alwyn, is that an enjoying it noise or not enjoying it noise? You would know better.
Could we please cast a spell magic?
I'm casting.
He's guessing.
I'm casting.
Damn it, only I get to kill
casting.
him.
I think I ought to give Elwyn advantage for that response. All right. Anybody speak Draconic?
Yes.
Pork.
All right, go ahead and give me an intelligence check, please.
An intelligence check. Very well.
I'm just saying, knowing many languages has no bearing on intelligence. That's not a thing.
It's Arcanti again, but you're not making it out.
Got
Delbert, yeah. Delbert, you hear somebody say,
Oh wait, draconic? Hang on.
well,
No.
Arcanti is the
Abyssal.
Abyssal.
Is mine.
Oh, okay. So you have no idea. You hear somebody speaking.
No idea.
Cork, you know it's Arcanti. Okay.
Okay.
So it's the
I'll let
language of
people know there's
sorcerers.
sorcerers ahead because
Yeah.
we're speaking Arcanti.
So, all right. Are we casting Dispel Magic then?
We are.
Delbert did.
All
Yes.
right. Let me take those bronze golems off the combat tracker, and you guys are counting that as defeating it. All right. So congratulations on that. That was pretty much the only way to do it, and you rolled incredibly well, Jen. Congratulations. So,
I found traps. I'm still not the party rogue.
We found traps. We
found traps. I have an assistant. Penny
All
is
right.
my assistant.
Wow.
Penny's my field research assistant now.
Penny's my research assistant now.
That's the French we, right? Yes, found traps.
initiative, folks.
What? Initiative?
Initiative, folks.
All right. Fine.
Initiative.
It's that time.
We have angered the GM enough.
Initiative.
Sorry, GM. We were just having fun.
Okay. Alrighty then. Penny, there's shit going on at the end of the hallway. All right. You can see. That. All right. And you can see a portal down at the other end.
So what triggered the initiative?
Say that again.
What? I'm just curious. What triggered the initiative then? If I don't see anything hostile.
Oh, okay. Right down there. Do you see at the end of the hallway? I just showed it, broke the mask.
Mhm.
All right. That's what you can see. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What do you want to do? It's initiative for you. Round one if you want to take action.
I'm just okay. I'm trying to figure out.
And you can hear that there's people down in there. And you can see, oh, I'm sorry. We need an Idris symbol. Would we like an Idris symbol?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's see. What's the range on Fireball again?
Oh, you're well within range.
Just center it on Idris. It'll hit everything else. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I'm sure Alwyn has a healing word left. It'll be fine.
There is Idris.
In a crumple on the floor, or like
He's hung up on a. Oh, excuse me. There is Idris. He's hung up on a stake in the middle of that circle. All right. He's butt and ass naked, and he's covered in blood.
Yep.
All right. And there is smoke rising from his neck. You can see where there's a nasty burn in the shape of a collar around his neck.
And there's nobody around him. right now?
Not that you can see right now. You know there's people in there. Just barely you can see what looks, well, you can't. But there's got to be people in there, but you don't have line of sight to them right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
That
move
smoke
up.
thing, is that
40 to here.
something that either Delbert or I would have seen before?
No, give me Arcana checks.
Okay.
good call.
that everyone Arcana checks, or
All
just
right. Yeah, Jenabink, you can make the check if you want to. Penny, you come rolling up, and there is a thrall rat standing by that lectern with that book in front of him reciting. And there is what's male Thornian, probably a sorcerer based on what you know, over to the left. And they are both chanting with their hands towards the circle. Go ahead and give me a saving throw. Either a charisma, a wisdom, or an intelligence saving throw. All right. Accounting for the fact that you've seen the darkness. All right. It's your choice. But go ahead and give me one now.
Okay, I'm going to burn inspiration on this.
Absolutely. Totally fair. You start to look at the screen, right? You look at the gate, the portal, whatever it is, all right? And you just sort of feel yourself blanking out, and you start to drop your bow, and then you go, no, and you look away from it. But you don't want to look at that thing. It was like something was sucking your will and your mind out of your head, all right?
Okay.
What do you want to do?
I'm going to open up in the thrall.
Do it.
So bonus action is going to be Hunter's Mark on him.
Got it.
And he has not acted yet, so this will be with advantage.
Absolutely correct.
That'll miss. Second attack. Oh, that should be with advantage. I'll roll again.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so that's a hit. I'll take that.
Ow, he says.
And then, hold on, I have a third attack from Dread Ambusher for this round.
Yep.
You could one-shot him, dude.
I hope so. All right, well, let's see if this works. Let's attack. I gotta click so many buttons here. So that hits. This is the Dread Ambusher.
Boom.
So Malik the Thrall takes the arrows and drops.
The first one was a warning shot.
Yeah. You place 2 arrows in him, one through his eye, one through his throat, and he goes back up against the wall. The lectern tumbles over, and the book strikes the ground. When that happens, you see a maelstrom of blue pulsing energy surrounding Idris and pulling Idris, and Idris is straining against the stake that he's pulled to. And you can see the bonds are starting to, it's like it's trying to drag him through the portal. You can see this blue kind of mist, this amorphous form, pulling his body. So you can see him sort of torqued back against it, and he's screaming. Delbert, go ahead.
Guys, Idris looks like shit.
So what's new?
Delbert, you're up.
Okay. Given that is about 60 feet, it's going to take a move and a dash action to get in there, correct?
Yes.
And I will grab hold of Idris.
Give me a wisdom or a charisma or a intelligence saving throw, your choice. And of course, you have evaded the darkness up until this point. All right. You successfully make that intelligence save. You hit the outer ring. Now give me a con save. So you see the gate. You know what it is. You know to avert your eyes. All right. It can't capture your soul. And you make your con save. So you hit the wall. You are experiencing excruciating pain. It does not stun you, however. All right? You're still able to act. So you're going to grab Idris and try and pull him off the stake?
That's my plan, yes.
Would this actually be a time for you to draw your dagger and cut him down?
Delbert pulling out the dagger.
Yes. Absolutely.
Outstanding. And I just am looking forward to you pointing out the fact that you saved him with your dagger. I'm just looking forward to that. So, all right. So you come running up and you're like, ah, and it hurts. Your brain hurts. All right. Alwyn moves to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's right up there behind Penny. Jedabink.
I too am going to rush up and try. Actually, you know what? Delbert appears to have Idris in hand, so I'm going to let Delbert handle that. I'm going to rush up and look on the other side of the room and hopefully see that Mealthonian.
Okay.
And
You do.
I will approach him, and Catapult will approach him in kind.
So you move up and get right on him, right?
Oh, yeah.
You still have hasted on you, by the way, Jen.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
But do I actually still have haste on me?
I don't think so. I think it's only 10 rounds. That's probably been a lot longer than that.
Probably. So I probably don't have haste on me.
I mean,
As
we
sad
can,
as that
we can
is.
dream. We can dream.
I can dream. Well, I also can't take it off of myself. That would have to be a Tad thing. Since Alwyn gave me haste. And improved my perception of bards. They are good for hasting. They are good for curing. Still, the singing is just extraneous.
She took damage too.
She did take damage. She also is a good meat shield, but so's Catapult. I mean, I can make a catapult that looks like Alwyn.
Yeah.
Can you put a noisemaker in it to replace the singing?
Ooh, that's that, you know, I bet I can get an infusion to work for me that way. Aw, fucking hell.
You know what you need to do is get a Bard Be Gone infusion, which just creates an area of silence.
All right. So you see Delbert runs forward, all right, and he slashes the bonds and he drops down and he's holding Idris, all right, and then you see the were rat that dragged Idris out, step up, grab Idris, and hack him on the side of the neck, or hack Delbert on the side of the neck. And Delbert takes...
Shield.
What's that take your AC to?
Add
Add 5.
18.
All right. You pop the shield up, but he has you, and he strikes you on the side of the neck. And I rolled as many ones as you did on one of that one on your first Thunderball.
Okay.
So you take damage, but it's not lethal. He takes one bite on you.
I can put the shield on myself if you want.
No problem, man. Second, the bite misses, however. The bite doesn't get through your shield. And then he... Would you like to take an attack of opportunity with your dagger?
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Go ahead and do a stabby on him. It's not going to get through because it's not magical, right? But God damn it, go ahead and make the roll. All right. That would not hit him, but you stab at him as he rolls past you. So he moves up. He makes an attack. He uses his thiefy cunning ability to dash, and he dashes through the gate and disappears. All right. And he yells as he dives through. So, we'll meet again! All right.
I bet.
Merry Christmas to all.
And to all the good night.
He does the villain monologue as he splits. All right, so...
If it weren't for you pesky kids.
Right.
Sonian.
This guy...
Has a rather angry-looking gnome and metallic cat in his face. And by the way, Tad, I am still hasted. You should probably pull that off of me so my AC is correct if he's going to hit me.
Oh, true. True. I think what he is going to do, he's reading the room here, right? Um, take your attack of opportunity.
Boom.
Yeah.
Hit.
You know, if we went through the portal, we could shortcut the entire campaign. I don't think we would survive it.
Would you like to go through the portal?
No, no.
Catapult misses, so sadly he will make it through the portal.
He dives through the portal. All
You could
right.
send catapult through the portal.
But I have no communication with Catapult. See, while I have done some incredible arcane science with Catapult, I cannot make him communicate other than to understand me. He understands anything I say. He understands common, which I think is an accomplishment all by itself.
Delbert, would you like to, Idris, would you like to join us on the table, please?
We saved Idris, but he's a were-rat, so now we must kill him.
Oh, now we have to throw him through the portal to rejoin his people.
Mm.
So he has been mutilated. All right. He's got what looks like bee stings all over his body and his chest. All right. It's welts. Right. And you can see, I mean, reasonable medicine check would let you know that somebody was picking out where his nerve clusters were, where his nerve centers were with very precise information and jabbing something into it. And it looks like bee stings. And so he's got welts and marks all over him. So. All right. And he's been marked. He's got sigils that have been carved on his body. All right. And you guys remember the beads that you found all over Blackmoor, right? Okay. The beads that you found all over Blackmoor, when they sucked down into somebody's skin to try to possess them, they were embedded underneath the skin, right? He's got a metal ring like a slave's collar with like a amulet at the base of it. And that specific design is called a torque. Everybody go ahead and make a Arcana check. Kabbalists and Arcane Warriors get advantage on the roll. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Jenabink, you've read about this. Delbert, you know about it pretty well. And Cork, you don't have all the details, but you know this is the sort of thing that he does, right? That the thrall or that the coot does. Really, all right. They have done some sort of ritual to try and take possession of him, and he's resisted it fairly well. But what is embedded in his neck is a torque of some type. Now, Jenabink and Delbert, you know that these controlling torques are one of the ways that the coot subverts people to his will and takes people who have resisted him and aren't willingly supporting him and dominates them. And he builds chains, right? So somebody might have, you guys really, really rolled well. All right. So the top is going to be adamantine, and then there's mithril, and then there's platinum, and then it runs down to a lead torque. And he has some sort of controlling device around his neck, which would allow him to be dominated.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I? So knowing this much about the torque,
Penny, what's your Penny? Penny's hanging out. Jenna Bink, what's your passive perception again?
18.
18. Okay. Um, something's going on behind you. You can see out of the corner of your eye that Penny is shaking down the thrall.
Shaking down how?
Just going through the body. She was trying to do it covertly. You've spotted it. Nobody else seems to.
Okay, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Then I will approach her about it later.
Roger that.
She has previously stolen things, and I've gotten to have conversations, so that's fine. So I will, knowing what I know about this torque, right? What is a safe way to get it off? Can I use my acid splash repeatedly? That kind of stuff. Can I use my Smith's tools?
Yes, you can.
So I will attempt to remove it in the
Okay.
safest way I know possible, since I am a genius and clearly I know how that works.
Yeah. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to give me a medicine check.
Okay. I will use inspiration on this.
It's a thick lead tong, all right, lead torque, and you cut all the way around the perimeter of his neck, all right, and you tear it loose, and standing right behind you is Arwen, right, and you pull it off, and he gasps and his eyes come wide open, and Arwen reaches over and immediately drops a healing spell on him.
But yes, I would have. Yeah, that's good. Yes, okay.
All right, so she heals him for 36 hit points. Wham! She drops one of her 6th level slot on him. All right.
Albert, we should probably take custody of that torque. We need to study it and figure out what they were doing to him.
And
the Cabal's going to have the best resources to figure that out.
Jenabink, give me a intelligence, a wisdom, or a charisma save.
It's after 4. Right?
Briefly you thought that the best possible thing you could do was put that around your neck. It seemed like a really good idea. It's such a fine piece of jewelry. It seems like it'd be useful to you. So you start to put it up around your head. You're like, ugh, and you throw it down and you drop it on the ground.
Yes, absolutely, Cork. You guys can you can have that. You can study it. Yes, I'm going to go look at the bronze constructs.
It starts to melt and sink into the symbol.
Of course it does.
So
I'm okay with that too.
If you want to,
would you all like to make a metagaming spell check?
Sure. What roll's that? I don't have that on my character sheet.
Well,
you don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Jenabink, seriously, you think that object might have plot armor? Yeah. But it sinks into the symbol and smoke pours from it. And you have a faint gag. PJ, hop on. You just woke up.
Bad boys for life.
Idris, does this hurt?
What?
I'm poking one of your holes.
Oh, yes, it does.
Well then.
Whoa, Penny.
He just got a 6th level cure wounds dropped into him, so he's not nearly in as bad shape as he was, but he's been traumatized, no doubt about it.
Oh, maybe that'll put some hair on your chest finally.
I roll over and I'm like, there it is.
Yeah, you kind of look like shit, and you're naked.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when a plan comes together. I mean, it took you long enough to get here. I had a foot race with these were-rats. I'm just glad you guys can follow my mental instructions.
I'm gonna stick my finger into another one of the wounds. Are you sure there's still nothing in there? Like none of the were-rat stuff and juices and items?
I'm pretty sure,
Arwen,
Thomas. I'm pretty sure.
Arwen steps over, pushes your hand aside, and goes, Penny, and she gives you a big, wet, amazing, passionate kiss, kisses you once on the forehead, rubs your eyes, and goes, I am so glad I don't have to let Cork kill you.
I'm hoping that was the Idris and not me.
Oh, that was Idris. I'm sorry. Yes, it was. I am so glad I don't have to let Cork kill you. So, although
I'm pretty sure
Truthfully,
Nasuk would have
I'm
wanted
glad I
to take a
don't
look
have
at me
to kill him
before.
yet.
Is anyone else? I am desperately searching the room at this point for a cloth, any kind of towel-like thing, especially after Alwyn has now kissed him, to clothe that man. Please.
Why don't we
Quickly.
clothe him with like that big book that's on the altar? Just like rub that against his junk. Can't do any more damage that's already been done, right?
everybody, give me a wisdom saving throw.
What?
Everybody.
Jesus, I just finished getting tortured, and you guys bring some more.
You're immune. You're immune. You don't have to. Everybody but you.
I thought I already did this once.
Saving throws you can roll open, but go, it's good.
Well.
So, I appreciate you guys using the tower. I do. So, all right. So, all right. And of course,
Of course, I roll crap.
Alwyn. All right. So, Jedabink, you don't have to experience this if you don't want to. Penny, you don't have to experience this if you don't want to. Alwyn, Delbert, and Cork, all right, you're forced to experience this. You think you're about to briefly share Idris's consciousness, all right? You see the gate sort of pull back and sort of slap out, and what slaps out and pops like a bubble that surrounds all of you, slaps all of you. Some of you are able to resist it if you choose to. Some of you don't. But as the energy is washing over you, you feel Idris present in it. All right? So your choice.
I'm not participating in this shit.
I'm also not participating in this. He's just been tortured by the egg of Coot.
All right.
Yeah, someone's got to be the sober friend when everyone else gets high.
Okay. Cork, you see him, you know in your heart of hearts, in your soul, all right, that Idris rejected the Coot. He was tempted by the Coot, and he rejected the Coot. All right? Delbert, you live through the moment when he could have murdered you, and the Coot was trying to get him to, and he hands you the sword. All right? Arwen lives through the moment when she tries to convince him to, just cut whatever deal he can to survive, and he rejects him. And the other two of you don't allow yourself to be exposed to whatever's going on there. Now, there may be a consequence for all of you later on because you've been exposed to this energy, and it's clearly from the Coot, but you know exactly the decision that Idris made in relationship to your psyche when your psyche was manifested. Yeah. So, Idris.
Yeah.
Frickin' Penny touches you with her silver dagger and it burns.
Oh, that's bad.
I'm gonna kick that away if I can.
I'm sheathing it immediately. Yeah, I think you're broken. Like,
Well, is it fully finished? The lycanthropy?
You have not passed through a moon yet, and you've been resisting it based on the decisions you've made. So you are sensitive to silver, and you don't like it. It smells bad, and it hurts worse. But you haven't reached the point where lycanthropy's kicked in at all. Although hiding in the dark underneath a pile of rags, eating something that had rotted a little bit, it sounded like a better and better idea all the time.
Gotcha. So, like after a hard night of gambling, I gotcha.
I'm going to touch myself with the flat of the silver dagger, too.
You're good.
Oh, man. So it's just you that's fucked, Idris, so far. I don't know if anybody else wants to test this out, too.
Arwen's like, all right, do it. I got bit.
I'm all about experimentation, but I don't think I got bit.
I think I got bit once by like a rat thing, but I don't know if it did anything. Yeah, I'll put it on Arwen, too.
Arwen goes, Oh, that's wrong. Oh my. And she got
No,
bit
well-
twice on the. She got bit twice, and she's like, "Love, what
Yeah,
do
at
you
least
say
you
we
guys can do
go?"
the rat thing together now, you know?
So
Oh,
I
we
think
claim we claim Quickfoot now, Delbert. I just want to let you know he's a rat child.
I'll hold out my hand.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'll do it. But as far as I know, I'm good.
yeah, you're good. Arwen's the only one that got compromised. And Cork, are you letting him test?
I mean, Cork, I honestly don't care if you're a rat person, to be honest.
All right. Um,
But I
Well-
can test you with the dagger if you want. You know, the flat
PJ,
part, the sharp part,
so-
whatever you prefer.
Idris, is there anything you want to share right now, or do you want to? Is there anything you want
I
to
think
share?
I'm sharing quite enough right now.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. So, you've saved your friends. You have a compound to explore. You have snatched Idris from the jaws of a fate literally worse than death. And piece of Blackmoor is safe again. So we will be back again next week at the same time. And, before we hop off here, I just want to, talk to each of you a little bit and see what you liked today, what you thought was outstanding, how you felt things manifested themselves, what did you enjoy, that sort of stuff, like we normally do. And I'm actually going to start with Tim, who helped me plan some of this evil stuff. So, Tim, what would you like to talk about?
Well, helping plan this was kind of fun. I remember that we definitely talked about Idris's dad and doing that, and that was actually not anything. That was before any conversations were had with PJ about anything that he was thinking too. The combat was semi-intense, although not as bad as the last one, I think. And the children thing definitely prompts some moral questions that I think are going to get explored in the future, given certain fireball casting wizards and what happened. Yeah, overall, I think this went really well, and it was pretty intense for a lot of characters. You will be seeing more of Cork. Cork is going to be around. I mean, there's an 11-year-old boy that needs training now that this party knows who it is, and that's maybe going to be interesting, especially given there's another character kind of like that, a little 8 or 9-year-old girl that's related to one of the players. Maybe something happening there. So, yeah, overall it was a good time.
Jedabink, Jen, let's talk through what your experiences were, what your thoughts are on this session.
So I thought it was really interesting to watch the Tad's perception of all the characters and you role playing us for a bit. So that was fun, and getting to see how PJ reacted to all of that. Then with the fight, I was very happy when everyone ran away except for the were-rats, because I did not want another 4th level blight spell. And I am in character, like I'm staying engaged with the Idris thing until he's okay. But as soon as he's okay, I am running back to those brass golems and freaking finding out how they are and can I get materials. And oh my geez, there are brass golems and constructs and stuff.
Right.
That's where
right.
Genevieve is at.
Okay. Penny.
No, seeing you role play all of us and how we interacted with Idris was very interesting, and the way PJ handled that I think was very well. I think he stuck really true to his character throughout the entire course of that, and that was good to see. That was very cool. The combat was intense, the running away thing, and it was good to see how there was 2 distinctive forces involved in that combat in the Idris part, where it showed that there was 2 different groups and how one group was getting used and really didn't want to be participating with the were-rats and the Egg of Coot, and seeing that interaction and how that played out in the combat later without us knowing like why they just left and stuff was actually really cool to see as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I very much wanted you guys to feel overwhelmed and then feel relieved when they just decided to get their families the fuck out of there because they really didn't want to be in a fight this bad. So I thought that was interesting, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. So that's good. Thank you. So, um, Brother Jimmy.
I'm still processing how Delbert feels about, the the children and
The thing I always have to remember about Delbert is Delbert's only 19, right? He's a child prodigy, but he's a freaking kid too. Really,
in a way,
Yeah.
right. And there's also the fact that he's been trained to automatically assume that the children are also part of the problem, and and there is the thing with his sister, but then again she's a noble, and that kind of changes things a bit.
Yeah. So
Because there's this class strata.
Yeah. I think there's a lot to process there, and watching you sort through that's going to be fun. So
that's interesting. If you haven't subscribed or followed already, please do, and don't forget that if you have a Amazon Prime account, that means you have a Twitch Prime subscription that you can monthly give to any Twitcher that you might follow, and that takes a $5 bill out of Jeff Bezos' G-string and puts it into the G-string of that Twitch streamer. So be sure and use that.
Wait, to be clear, are we talking about putting things in Tad's G-string?
Yes.
Because
Yeah. So, or anybody, any Twitch streamer, but at least do not let Jeff Bezos keep it.
On that note,
That would be bad.
I'm going to give Idris a chance to comment on what his experience was. So, and anyhow, Idris, PJ, first of all, PJ, round of applause, man. Outstanding work. Yeah, from everybody. Outstanding work. We really respect it. How was it for you today? What would you like to share with everyone?
It tastes like burning. Yeah, but I think what's happening here for him is he's finally solidifying his I would say his oath at this point.
Yeah,
that would be the main thing, and then knocking down the tenets on the oath of Hirsch on that side, realizing like, hey, you just got through this big setup, but you had to follow the rules of the game. Yeah, you can nudge them. Yeah, you can ride the guardrails, but all the games have rules, and if you play it right and follow those, kind of like guidelines to the whole thing, you can serve up some interesting pieces from that, because the path he was going down was very different from where he switched out to.
I was really hoping, and I wasn't going to coach you at all, but if you made any sort of prayer to your God in this situation, I was going to give it a chance to manifest and change the potential outcome for you. So I had that sitting kind of as my whole card. And when
I was thinking, do I just say the words, or do I be like, yo, you can burn some of my inventory, and I was like, go with the words first. Inventory is not that replaceable yet.
Yeah. No, it worked. It was a good tactical decision for you, but most importantly, it was a great in-character decision. I mean, you're getting tormented, you're going through absolute hell, and what do? You call upon your faith, right? You call upon your holy orders and your God. And Hirsch is hanging out there going, all right, that was well done. I'm going to cut you some slack. So I enjoyed getting to role play Hirsch too. That was fun. And I really, really want to tell you, I respect the performance you did today. And it was a performance. It was acting in the true sense of the word. So, all right. Anything else you'd like to add, sir?
No, I'm good on my end.
All right. Thank you all so much for your play. Thank you for exposing yourself in the way that you did and really committing to your character. I respect it. And Jimmy, anybody deserving our love on a raid today?
Yeah, Raid?
That's a good question. Let me look. Let's see. MC Plays is streaming. She doesn't really do D&D, but that's okay. Let's rate MC.
Okay. We're off on a raid. I want to thank everyone for watching the show today and follow us over to support our fellow streamers. That's an important part of this community. And you have a great and wonderful day.